Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fall River Media News. I'm your host, Dave Mead. So tonight we're going to have Gabriel Amaral Boomer on tonight. He's running for mayor of the city of Fall River. So I'm going to put him on right now. Hello, Boomer. Hello, Boomer. Hello. Yeah, it's probably a little bit difficulties right now. I'm waiting for him to come on. Yeah, it's. Hello, Boomer. Yeah, it's. Alfonso. Hello, Alfonso.
Hello.
Yep. Okay, hold on. I got Boomer on, and I just. I don't know if he can hear me or not. So hold on. Hold on. I got Boomer on, so I don't know if he can hear me. Probably a little bit difficulties or something. Okay. I got Annalisa on. Oh, here you go. Hey, Boomer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what was going on over here. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm doing it on my phone. My kids are all using the computers for their homework, so I'm doing it on my phone.
No, that's fine. Yes. So I'm going to introduce you to my co-host, Annalisa.
Hello.
Annalisa, that's Boomer. He's a candidate. He's a candidate for mayor. And Alfonso, that's Alfonso. That's Boomer. He's a candidate for mayor. So that was the first thing.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you? So first off, I want to congratulate you. Winning in November. Congratulations to that. And I also want to thank you for your service too, as well. What is your plans? If you become mayor of the city of Fall River, what do you want to do? The floor is yours.
What do I want to do? I want to change the world, right? Honestly, we need to fix everything, right? There's no lack of issues for the city. So obviously, everything that we have to do revolves around funding, revolves around money. So an audit is not optional. The audit has to happen, right? Forensic audit has to happen. I need to know where every department stands. I need to know where all the money went. I need to know where it was going, who's involved. We need to know all that, right? Because I want to start from scratch with an open book for the taxpayers. So for me, I want to show everybody, and I am a taxpayer. I want to know where my money's been going, right? You increased my taxes by $5,000 over the last 5 years. I want to know where it's going. So I want everybody to start fresh with an open book, fresh numbers, real numbers, knowing where it is, where it went, what we're going to do from there. And I believe we're going to find quite a bit, of savings per se. All right, we'll just call it savings. The money's already allocated going in. You say I get in January. Like, obviously, it's budget season right away, so there's a lot of things that have to happen. How much time am I going to have to renegotiate everything with everybody? I don't know, but I'm not signing any crazy contracts without these in-depth conversations, especially with the department heads and leadership throughout the city, because I feel like we just kept throwing money with no consequence, and that's the wrong answer. So I think that's got to be first and foremost, making sure we have the money, making sure the money was going to the right places. I mean, we have plenty of money. That's a given.
Yes, we do. We have plenty of money out there, and
Correct.
it's just that money's just been kept on getting thrown around. And even without the forensic audit, what I'm saying, we don't even know where the money's going. I mean, I've been talking about this.
The general fund.
Yes, for a very long time on my show, and it's hard. You know what I'm saying? And us taxpayers like me, you, and the rest of the world, we're paying out money and we don't even know. Our roads are not being fixed. We got crime going on here in the city. Recently something happened on a bike path over there. There was an investigation by the police department with that. And it's just the whole entire thing is a total mess. And I'm scratching my head.
Well, here's the thing. Like, he gets. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Of course. Please go ahead.
So I'm not from Fall River. I'm from Swampscott, the north of Boston, the North Shore.
Yep, I know where that is.
And it seems like to me that the Democrats, they always seem to have the same like way of governing. Okay, like the high taxes, fees. They can never really focus on how can we balance the budget instead of raising taxes. Because in Swampscott, they're always raising the property taxes for more money.
Correct.
Even though they keep building new units, right? Because they're,
The
I
taxes
guess,
still go up.
income, I don't know, but they still raise taxes. And we have the dirtiest beach in the state. So
Well-
what is so for you, okay, you're now his challenger, the incumbent's challenger. So he
Correct.
seems to govern the same way as practically everybody does in the state. What would you do differently so that you're not going to raise taxes, that you're going to balance the budget, that you're going to do what you need to do with the money that you have? Like, what would you do that would be different than what your incumbent has done so far?
Well, I'm pretty much going to do everything different than what he's done so far, right? So Massachusetts has a way, and they've figured out the system of make their government as big as possible, hire as many friends as possible, and they're untouchable, right? They get to stay in office as long as they want. They get to do whatever they want, because would you vote against your boss knowing that if you voted against him, you're probably going to lose your job? No, right? So they come in with that fear mongering of everybody now in City Hall might think like, oh my God, he's going to come in, he's going to fire everybody. No, like, you think I want people going hungry and adding to the homeless? I don't want that, right? That's not my plan. Am I going to have a select few on my team that I have to bring in for my team? Sure, absolutely. I need my key players to be people that are on the same page as me and want the same results as me. I can't have people doing status quo stuff that they've already learned from him, because clearly that doesn't work. So there are some key players that definitely need to swap out. But here's the thing. Are there other jobs for them to go to within the city that I can still help them and keep them paid? I hope so. I don't want to just fire people, right? But I'm pretty sure a few people know and they're going to leave. A few people that I know are directly, involved with a lot of the nonsense that goes on, they're probably going to leave long before I get there. The second those votes are in, they're gone. They're already looking. But for the majority, that's not the case. So I'm not here to just, fire everyone and make everybody homeless and hungry. I'm not here to do that. But there's going to be some common sense involved. There's going to be a lot of renegotiating on contracts, on pay scales. There's going to be a lot of that, right? So when you come in to something like that and you come in right at budget season and everything else, there's going to be a lot. You're going to be fed through a fire hose. So that's going to be a difficult time right off the bat, but it's very doable because we've been paying attention. I have the people in place for that. I have the people ready to go for that, right? My accounting team that I know I'm working with, it's not just one. I have a team working with it because I'm trying to do the accounting on the city budget and the school budget. I don't want one person overworked. So I have people looking at both and making sure we're going through and getting the right numbers. I'm looking at 28 to $36 million on the school side. That's just wasted money. That's what we've come up with so far, right? I'm looking at $10 million missing here, $6 million missing here. Where's this other 3.145 or $146 million going from here when the engineering is telling me they can only do 5 million, but we raised 8.145 million. So all those numbers, when I tell you there's a lot of numbers coming at me every day, there are. So these are the things we're looking at. So differently, I work efficiently. I work effectively and efficiently. I don't go in there looking, I need to hire 30 people for this and 30. I don't need that. What I need is people to do their jobs. And if everybody's doing their jobs correctly, we don't need 10 more people to backfill. We don't need 10 more people to feed off the taxpayer. I'm not here. This isn't Sprint. It's not friends and family plan. This is get the job done. I am not raising taxes one way or another. My first year, that is not going to be a thing. The only caveat to that is public safety. Okay. Public safety, depending on the contracts, depending on what's in there, depending on cost, depending on if we need more to get fully staffed, whatever it may be. I'm not going to neglect public safety, right? So that would be the only caveat. But my goal, other than their goals, is to find ways to prevent tax increases, all right? To generate money and income other ways. And there's so many different ideas, but market rate housing is clearly not it. Market rate housing is all that this guy knows because this is all his wealthy donors tell him. And this is what we're going to do. It's going to be great for the city. Has anybody seen any benefit from all this market rate housing that has come over the last 5 years? Have any of you seen tax decreases? Have any of you seen crime decreases? Have any of you seen new jobs opening up? Anything? Nothing, right? So market rate housing is not the answer. So there's a lot of things I'm going to do different. I'm looking at business orientation. I'm looking at focusing on that. I'm looking at actual plans to correct the homelessness and drug epidemics and everything else that we have in the city. Not just throw money at my friends and the other NGOs and all this other stuff to just keep it going and perpetuate the problem. So sorry. So for me, there's everything. I pick a category. I can tell you exactly what I want to do differently. I can tell you 10 different plans, 10 different ideas, 10 different options to want to do differently. But everything essentially is what we want to do different. Market rate housing? No. I want those investors. I want the Kaderos. I want the Lunds. I want all these people to stay here and invest here. Give me another way where it's going to benefit the taxpayer. We're going to utilize our waterfront much more effectively and more efficiently than we are now. We're not going to prevent people from enjoying this city anymore. We're going to utilize our city. Our taxpayers are going to be able to utilize our city. We're going to bring entertainment. We got things that need to be done. We got the youth. There's nothing for them to get off the streets after a certain age. And that's why we have high gang violence, high crime issues. Our kids just don't have respect today because they don't feel they're respected, right? So we need to do something about that. I have plans for that. I mean, I can go on all day long about the differences and what I'm going to do. If you want to be specific, please, by all means, let me know. But let's just say my goal is to save the taxpayers money for a change and hopefully be able to work and reduce a lot of these fees and costs. Get rid of the red tape. I want the individual homeowners and taxpayer homeowners to be able to build their family's wealth while helping out. I have a plan for that. I was speaking to a gentleman today down on Eastern Ave, and he's like, well, I own that property, this property, and that property. You go put a sign on every one of those properties right now after talking to me. Because he knows that I genuinely care. I'm from here. I genuinely want to make it better for the average homeowner to be able to survive again. Because right now you can't. You just can't. And these people coming here and paying $1 million for a 3-family home, how are they going to survive? Right? The rents are never going to go down that way. You can't.
Right.
If I buy a 3-family home, I'm a realtor right now. I'm a realtor. I'm an investor. This is what I do. If I go and buy a 3-family home right now for $800,000, do you think I can put my rents below $2,000? Of course not. Of
No,
course
we
not.
can't.
And then you got the water and sewer. Then you got the storm water. Then you got this guy wants to, oh, you got this inspection. Oh, by the way, you got to go pay City Hall this. Like, enough is enough. And then they're giving you an oops on your trash fee all of a sudden because it has a candidate sign on it, right? This is the things we do here. So there's a lot of things we're going to do differently. But I'll tell you right now, City Hall is going to respect the people for a change. And I think we're going to have a much better work environment for the city as a whole under my leadership, for sure. So please feel free to ask specifically in categories and questions and departments. I'll be more than happy to answer you. But I mean, every single thing I'm going to do is very different from what this
Okay.
this whatever you want to call him is doing.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, like none of this is his ideas, right? You ask him, what are you going to do?
Right.
What are you going to do? And it's like if his only answer is, look at all the splash pads I've built for the last 5 years. If that's if that's the only positive accomplishment that you've had in the last 5 years, we have a much bigger issue than we've ever thought. You should have been recalled, 4 years ago. So those are the things we look at, right? I know I come off as a little cocky when I say these things, but this is just common sense to me, and I feel like it's just we're so used to it. Everybody's just so accepting of it because it's like nothing's going to change, but something can change, and it's like, well, you can't do that because this has the policy and this is in this, and we're the government. Change it. If it doesn't benefit the people, why are we keeping it?
Right.
We're supposed to work for the people. Make it work for the people, and that's my goal, right? People focused, people oriented. That's the goal.
Okay, Boomer.
Mhm.
Linda has a question, and I'm going to pull up the question. So there's the question right there. She has the question. She says, Boomer, go take a walk to the SRT terminal around 3
Yep.
p.m.
Yep.
on weekdays and observe what goes on what goes on. Then you tell us what you think needs to be done over there, because I know that there is a lot of there's a lot of activity going on over there at the terminal lot. You know what I'm saying? I could attest to it. I got punched in the face by a woman just for recording, just for recording, and I spoke to the police department about it. And by the time the police came, boom, they were gone. You know what I'm saying? So but these girls are nowhere to be found, and so I can't really do nothing. I can't press charges. I can't do anything about it. So I mean,
she's on video. Somebody knows who she is. You know what I mean? If they were really looking, they'd find her. Like, it's not hard, right?
Yeah.
If she shot somebody, they would have found her in 20 minutes, right? But again, it's one of those things.
Yeah,
How important is it, right? Do you stand up for the mayor? Then I bet you they'd find it. You go against the mayor, I bet you we're not looking as hard, right? And that's not a bash on the police officers. It's just going to be a precedence thing, right? Like, where's the chief going to send them? Where's their captain going to send them? Cops, soldiers, cops, same thing, right? They got to do what they're told, right? So, is it possible to find her? Absolutely. Let's be real. It's not that difficult. We literally have her on video, her face, everything's there, right? Somebody knows her. It's not that difficult. Anything can be done.
So
I drive by there a lot because I leave my real estate office from over there when I go that way, and I don't even drive down that way as much anymore, just because it's always a hazard. It's always hectic. It's always somebody's always fighting. Somebody's chasing somebody. You got the poor security when they are there. Like, they can't handle all that. So I like the idea of having the mini police sectors and stuff like that. Different parts of the city. I like that because it's a deterrent. So I don't think that's a bad area to have one, right?
Well, when that bus terminal, when I watched that bus terminal get built, what was supposed to be there is a substation and a police officer. That's what they promised, and I believe that they made a contract of that. I believe. I'm not sure. You probably want to check that just to make sure. So and police were there for a little while. Then all of a sudden, okay, now it's security guards. Okay, now we have security guards. What are they going to do? Okay, all they can do is tell people, well, you can't smoke here. You got to go out there. They can't arrest. They can't detain. Okay, they can't do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So why are they there? You know what I'm saying? and most of the time they're on their phones and not paying attention what's going on around them.
Yeah.
So I feel,
I mean,
as
they're making minimum wage to deal with the nonsense and the riffraff, and their hands are tied. Like, what are they really going to do? I think it's more just to, protect property kind of thing, like for sort of themselves. Maybe I mean I don't know, but again, their hands are tied. What can they do? They're not cops, right? They're not law
no,
enforcement, so
no,
they can't just go out and play vigilante, and we don't want that, right? So
no, we don't.
to me, I would say, hey, you know
Police
what?
officers.
Pay for the police officer.
Yeah, we
That's
need police officers there because we do. We need police officers there that can arrest and and lock somebody up when they need it. So
yeah.
because I got my mother, my mom's 80 years old, all right, and she tells me every single day. She says, Dave, she says, I'm afraid to go to the bus terminal. I'm afraid something might happen. I said,
Yeah,
well, Mom,
she's
I
not
said,
alone. That's the elderly population as a whole. That's everywhere I go and everyone I talk to. I've not met an
no,
elderly person yet that has said that they're comfortable in this city.
yeah.
Not one.
And she's afraid to go down. And a lot of times, my wife, I have to, I ride my e-bike to work. I don't even want to go down there, okay,
Yep.
because how bad it is down there. I got my e-bike right there. You see it? So I have my e-bike, so I ride that to work. And I wouldn't even let my wife down there by herself. Okay, I wouldn't even let her out of my sight. You know what I'm saying? If she has to go to the doctors, if I'm not working, okay, boom, I go to the doctors with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
I
Of course.
I do things with her. I go shopping with her. She's afraid to go out alone. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I don't blame her. My daughter
no,
just started driving. My second daughter just started driving. Like it's
yeah,
terrifying. It's terrifying. She's
it
in the
is.
city. She does theater in the city. She's off Pleasant Street. Like it's the worst part, right? She's literally
Yeah,
in the worst part of the city, just learning how to drive. Like, which she is not going to know how to react. I mean, I can
yeah,
teach them all I want, but they're going to panic, right? Like they're
of
kids.
course.
So I completely understand. The current state of our city, with the current budget of our city, is completely unacceptable. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure we figure it out to the best of our abilities. No more, pay to play, no more nonsense. Everything is going to be in the open. There's not going to be any, general this, general that, miscellaneous. Absolutely not. Every
Yeah.
dollar is going to be accounted for. I don't care how much it is. You're going to account for it. And if you can't, that's theft in my eyes. Like that's how I look at it. So if that department can't account for it, well, guess what? I'm not putting it in the budget that way. So you better figure it out, or you're going to go on stage and you're going to tell the people where the money went. So there's going to be accountability. There's going to be a lot of, let's just say, I don't think a lot of people are going to want to stay because now they can't get away with the shenanigans that they've been getting away with all this time. This whole, once you get in there, it's different, and everybody says that and they fall in. I'm not everybody. I can care less. I'm not there to make friends. You don't want to be my friend? Fine. You don't want to work for me? Fine. But if you joined public service to work for the taxpayer, that's exactly what you're going to do. That's it. Like it's not optional anymore. We
Yeah.
need to hold ourselves accountable. We need to hold everybody in office accountable, and taxpayers also need to hold themselves accountable, right? Like
Oh,
take care
well,
of
we always
take care
do.
of your properties, take care of your stuff, and do the right thing too,
Yeah.
right? So we have a lot of absentee landlords or people that just don't take care of their properties, and it makes it um, uncomfortable for the rest of people. So everybody's got to pull their share, right? But I think if we hold them accountable and they hold us accountable, I bet we're going to have a much better work environment and we're much more productive city.
Yeah. And we also just the other day, I think we had a school lockdown too with
Yeah,
the
my son's school at Diamond.
yeah, Diamond School. I saw that.
Yeah.
Florida Reporter was live with that, and they found they found no weapon, and I guess they're still investigating it too. So
It was put out today that it was a hoax and somebody called
yeah.
in a AK-47 and a bomb and nonsense. And
Oh,
quite frankly, I think if they find those people, they should be held accountable and there should be some fines involved. And because that creates a lot of chaos. That's parents missing work and going out, right? That's police officers responding. That's helicopters. That's like there's a lot of stuff that goes with that. Now they're all there for this hoax. What if something happens across the city? Like it's not rocket
yeah,
science, right? Like somebody could call that in and do that intentionally, right?
yeah.
And they're robbing a bank across the city. You're never going to get there in time. So
No.
we got to take those things very seriously and make sure that our police, our fire, SWAT teams, all these teams are not being, not being punked essentially. So we definitely need to hold people accountable. I agree.
Well, I have another question.
Shoot.
Now, doing the school committee,
My favorite.
that was a mess. I mean, I even felt bad for Colin Dias. He's on, the poor guy,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I felt bad for Colin Dias because
I get it.
the current mayor, he's always asking, okay, Colin Dias, oh, you gotta every 3 times in a row he's asked him, oh, you got a stunning tie. I mean, who does that? You know what I'm saying? You know, who asked that question?
We've established, we know the current administration, when he has nothing to offer or you don't agree with him, he goes from the nice guy to the bully, right? We understand. Anybody that's met him can see that, right? He comes, oh, but he's such a nice guy. He's a nice guy when you agree with him. He's a bully when you don't. We understand that and we see that, right? He disregards anybody he doesn't agree with. He'll bully you. He'll tell he's a very different person when he can't control you. It's narcissism is what it is. And unfortunately it works, right? Because he shows up to the people who don't know him on a day-to-day basis, who don't deal with him. It's like, oh, but he's always so nice, and he shows up to everything. Yeah, he shows up to everything because he's not the one running the city. It's easy to show up when you're not working. So,
Yeah.
and again, I don't care who likes what I say when I say those kind of things. You can watch, you can see it, right? He's not he's not doing anything productive for the taxpayers, for the citizens, for the youth. He's just not. Our education is the lowest it's ever been. Our crime is the highest it's ever been. Our taxes are the highest they've ever been. There's nothing productive. Our streets are the worst they've ever been. Oh, but look at all the streets we just fixed. Yes, all his streets, all his sidewalks, all his brand new pipes that don't have lead in them. So when you talk about, everybody talks about, well, what are you going to do about the stormwater? Well, the stormwater is much bigger than the mayor, right? So that's federal. That's not even. So even Jazel tried to get rid of that, right? It's not as easy as everybody thinks. The good thing is it's supposed to be coming up to an end, the CSO project and all that stuff. My issue is that was an agreed upon cost at that time. Why did they increase it? Why are we adding to it? That's not a tax. That was the cost. That's what it was. That'd be like your bank coming to you and saying, you know what? We're gonna add some more interest to your loan that you agreed to. Can somebody turn their volume down? I hear
Can
it.
somebody turn that volume down?
If it's on something else, I get it, but it's just I can't hear. Sorry. You hear the echo?
Okay.
Oh, okay. It might have been Alphonse's mic on. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. So, you can't just do that. You can't just keep increasing cost somewhere else and say that it's, oh, I didn't raise taxes this much, but I increased this cost and this cost and this cost. You can't do that. We're charging one company $3,000 in permits. We're charging this guy $500 fines if he doesn't have a permit. You're better off breaking the law and not having a permit. So
Yeah.
it just, none of it makes sense, right? It's all contradicting, but it all works in the favor of City Hall. And that's not okay.
So,
City Hall is supposed to work with the people.
So there was something else too that school committee Kevin Agar brought up this was unexpected. He brought this up right there right in front of the current mayor. His face turned all red. There was like a sexual assault something happened at the school. Sexual assault happened at the school under Mayor Coogan's watch. When he was vice principal. So I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, they wanted a inside investigation, but now they're looking to get an outside investigation. I mean,
none of these investigations should be inside, period. So they should all be outside investigations. I'm a firm believer in, not having a bias. And when you hire your own police chiefs, whether it's this one, the last one, the next, it doesn't matter. When you hire them, how do you trust them to do the actual investigation against their boss, right? Now you go against your boss, now he's going to fire you, right? We've seen that happen. He's on his 5th police chief.
Yeah.
right? What is it? 5 of them now, right? This is 5? Yeah.
Five of them, yes.
So
I
5
believe-
police chiefs, how many superintendents, how, you know, nobody stays because they're all scapegoats when he can't get his way anymore. So I would definitely do an outside investigation as well. As far as the sexual assault stuff, I know firsthand how our school department covers that up, how our school committee members knew and said nothing and did nothing and covered it up, and how they were told about minor information. They've all violated laws. They've all violated privacy and so much stuff, right? There's a lot more coming down. Obviously, I can only say so much because that's a personal thing that happened to my child. And when the mayor can sit there and say, well, I hope you have a good attorney because they're going to be able to use the school's resources and fight you, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Nothing like saying like you don't have a chance. We're not worried about that stuff. We've learned to just stay out of it and let it go because we know the resources that it takes and everything else, and we're not worried about it. But if something comes of it, then we'll deal with it then. I'm sorry, what? But instead, they interrogated a 15-year-old child for 2 hours. They left this teacher or whatever he was, they left him in school for the rest of the day, knowing that this investigation was going on and he was accused of this, didn't send him home, didn't even put him on leave until after I called the police and after I called HR, who was the mayor's brother, by the way, who didn't do that. And the principal that was in charge at that time is now in HR. The police officer that said that I was a liar, even though I have him on video, right? Have him on video saying he knew nothing about it and that I lied to the media and everything else. I have him on video saying the time that they knew and everything else, making sure I had it recorded. He's now in charge of something else at the police department because he's one of the chief's people, right? So if I see the consistency between hiding sexual assaults and these are the people, and now they're all getting promoted and getting new jobs, what does that tell you? Does that tell you Kevin Aguiar has an argument? I think so.
Yeah, I think Kevin Aguiar has an argument.
I think this is the precedence they set. This is what we do. Yeah. I know about security guards, being overdosed in bathrooms and sexual assault. I know about all this stuff at Durfee. You know who doesn't know? The people. So when I have a superintendent who comes out and says we don't think that people are entitled to know that, or the school committee members aren't entitled to know that, and the mayor says that's not your lane, but yet you're taking taxpayer dollars and you're paying ransomware after these people leaked our information, but you didn't tell the taxpayers that, did you? You didn't tell the parents that, did you? How did we all of a sudden get our computers back and get access back? Did they pay that? Of course they did. They didn't get new computers. Okay, did they tell you about that? Did they tell you how long our information was leaked? Because they were trying to negotiate the price? We're paying terrorists, right? What are we doing?
Yes, we are.
So now we get robocalls all day long. We get all these things all day long because our information is leaked. What about my child's information? My child's addresses. Now these people could be pedophiles. These people could be anything, and their information was leaked. And you did not tell the single taxpayer, a single parent, that this happened? That is a grotesque, dereliction of duty, right? That is dereliction of duty. She should be immediately removed. Period. You endangered a whole population of students and families. There are foster children in that school. There are children. There are sexual assault victims in that school. There are people all over the place, right? There are people everywhere that are in danger with their information getting out, and she kept it away from us. She should be arrested immediately, not even just removed from duty. Right? So these are the people, that are in charge of our children's safety. That's crazy.
But why are they in charge? They should have been arrested.
Well, here's the thing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going on, Dave. Like this is the stuff that this administration is notorious for the opposite of transparency, right?
Alfonso, mute your mic.
He ran on transparency. He ran on education. He ran on public safety. Everything he ran on, his mic is back on. Everything he ran on is the worst it's ever been. So he ran on all of this stuff. Yeah, there it is again. It keeps turning on. There you go. Nope, back on. There you go. All right. Put tape over that thing. So
Take over that.
so, he ran on transparency. Does that sound transparent to you? He hires his own people because why? There's no board, there's no selection process. He rigs the selection process, right? So he makes sure he gets his people that are going to do exactly what the last one did. Cover for the administration and cover for themselves.
Yeah.
That is not how we run a city the right way. That is not how we keep our children and our taxpayers safe. It's just not.
It's
So
transparency.
yes, that's going to be a key goal. The people are going to see exactly what I'm doing. Listen, I'm this close to saying I'll make it a reality TV show in City Hall if I have to. I don't care.
Well, that's cool.
Okay, all right. So
I'm taking a pay cut.
you're taking a pay cut. Okay, so Alfonso, it's your turn.
Go for it, buddy. Can you tell them to keep it down, please? Thank you. Sorry, my kids are being animals over there.
That's all right. Alfonso, it's your turn. I'm gonna mute mine.
How you doing? You said that the kid was interrogated for 2 hours
Yes.
by the police officers in school.
No, not police officers. They never even called the police. I called the police hours later when I found out. They lied to me. The principal lied right to my face saying that he called the police already. They were already aware. And when I said, well, where are they? Basically, like, this is sexual assault and the cops aren't here and nobody called their parents. Nothing. I was like, yeah, I don't think that's a thing. So I called the police station. And when I did that, he went across the hall to the SRO's office. Lucky for us, the SROs had left early that day and they weren't there to cover for him. So he texted them to come back to the school. I was already there waiting. And they had to come back, and that's how they had no choice but to tell me the truth because they didn't even know what they were walking into. They never called the police on this teacher. They tried to get my daughter to change stories. They interrogated her without a parent, without an attorney, without a police officer, without DCF, without anybody sexually assaulted, nothing. So that's what they do in these schools.
That's all grounds of lawsuit. Right there, everything that you just explained.
Trust me, I know. It's
grounds of lawsuit.
There's things we got to wait on, but it's coming because they're doing phone records and other requests for other people that were notified about this, and they're getting their phone records as well.
All right. Now, when it comes down to the city administrator's job, Will Flanagan hired him to do pretty much the mayor's job. And he did that so he can go out in the community more to do more meet and greets. Is that one of the job positions that you'll be terminating? That's $140,000 a year salary.
I don't believe that's why. I don't believe that's why Will fired him. Right? I don't think that's the case. So a city administrator, you're talking about an attorney. You're talking about somebody who knows the laws, the ins and outs of dealing with the unions and the contracts and things like that, right? Just like our city attorney, right? So they have value in making sure that the city's not getting sued for certain things, making sure that the mayor's not running crazy. So can you turn off your mic for a second? It's just echoing. Thank you. So if you look at it this way, right? Right now, the mayor doesn't have accounts payables officer, doesn't have a CFO, doesn't have a city administrator, doesn't have anything, right? So the mayor's writing checks, right? Essentially, he can do whatever he wants with zero oversight. With zero oversight. Do you think that that's safe, or do you think that that $140,000 a year job is worth keeping to make sure that the taxpayers are safe from another lawsuit or from somebody just funneling their money? I'll leave that up to you to answer that. But in my opinion, I think the city administrator's job, if done correctly, is to make sure that the city is doing the right thing at all times. As a mayor, I'm not an attorney. He's not an attorney. Like he said, he's just the vice principal, right? So what does he know about actual laws and all the stuff that goes behind it, right? So in my opinion, I don't think it's a waste. I think there are plenty of jobs that we have that are a waste, but I don't believe that is one of them if it's utilized correctly to protect the taxpayer. That's just my opinion.
Just to let you know, we have a thing called legal counsel for the city. which we're supposed to overlook that. And 9 out of 10 the legal source that's hired for the residents basically sticks up for the mayor, which is totally separate from the city administration job.
Correct.
We have
Why would I
what you
want
call.
them sticking up for the mayor? I don't want that.
Well, that's the thing. That's what they do now. We
Well,
have
yeah,
an attorney
because they're
that was
all making
supposed to
money off us.
represent. We already have counsel that was supposed to do that, not the city administrator.
The city administrator is not going. The city administrator is not going to court and fighting court cases and lawsuits and doing that stuff. That's not what he's doing.
Right,
He's making sure on a lot of other things. That's not the case, right? That the city attorney is fighting those cases. That's
Right.
different, right?
Which the city administrator's job is actually what the mayor's supposed to be doing.
And that's
Pretty
okay.
much,
You can feel that way. I think it's like having your own advisor, right? There's no one person that knows every single thing. There's none, right? I'm not that person. I guarantee you I'm not that person. I guarantee you nobody here is. So we can all read the charters, we can all read the laws, we can do whatever we want. These people do this for a living, right? So at the end of the day, what I'm looking at is protection. I'm looking at protecting myself. I'm looking at protecting the city. I'm looking at protecting the taxpayer and their money. So I want to make sure I work within guidelines without being charged $250 for a phone call or an email to the city's attorney. So if you want me to sit here and say, I won't hire I'm sorry, where was I? That I won't hire a city administrator, I'm not going to say that because, okay, if I do that and the taxpayers vote on it and say, oh, don't hire a city administrator, that's a waste of money. Okay, then I don't want you coming back in 2 years saying, oh, you said you weren't going to raise taxes. Well, the attorney fees are over $1 million because I had to call him every time we had an issue. Do you want that? I don't.
Well, that's the thing.
I think the city administrator's job of protecting you is much more valuable than just relying on the attorney that's going to charge you $250 for an email every day. That's just foolish.
Well, that's the thing. The city administrator job doesn't do that.
Correct.
Now, number two.
Correct.
Number two. Coogan doesn't read any of the bills that he signs. He just passes them. He gets it on his desk. He just signs them and passes them. Doesn't read it. Doesn't do nothing. And we winded up pretty much donating money to a fake country. Are you gonna take the time to read the bills, pass the ones that are good, and reject the ones that are not good?
Like I said, we have legal for a reason, right? We're supposed to go through and verify every dollar where it's going and where it's coming from. That's how we stay out of prison, right? Just because I look good in orange doesn't mean I want to wear it for the next 10 years. So I'm going to protect myself and I'm going to protect the taxpayers' money. That is my job, to work for you. You might not agree with everything that I want to go with, and you might not agree with my plan. And trust me, I got plenty of critics already, and they're out there playing Super Sleep all day. And that's fine. I'm not here to be the nice guy to be liked. I'm here to do what the city needs to get us back on track before we get so far out, we can't work our way back up. We have all but one school already looking to be in receivership, like be covered. Like that's the grounds. Like that's how bad we're doing. Do you think our city's doing any better than our schools? We're not. We're a product of ourselves and who we allow to lead us into this. If Mayor Coogan, again, it's not a personal hit, it's not anything, right? If he could be a genius, right? He could have all the degrees in the world. I don't really care what his qualifications are. If he had the answers, we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in. If he was the best man for the job, we wouldn't be running against him. We wouldn't be in the predicament we're in. We wouldn't be going broke. Our taxes wouldn't be skyrocketing. We would be able to live a normal life and be able to take care of our families on single incomes or whatever without having to work 3, 4, 5 jobs. We can't afford cars or car insurance. Like all of these costs are in addition. He's not living like an average taxpayer, right? He's not living like us. They live in a totally different world. They don't live in the real world. You think he cares what trash costs for tax dollars when he's living off of our tax dollars? No, not at all. Has that man ever created a single job in his life?
No.
Outside of
To be
City
honest,
Hall and the
Justin,
school
wait,
department, has he
wait,
ever
wait.
created a single job?
I can answer
No.
that for you. Only for friends and family.
Correct, but he didn't create
For
those
friends,
jobs.
family, and people that fill his pockets. That's where the
Yeah,
jobs were
and
created.
I agree with you, right? I agree with you. But so why are we letting this man dictate to us what our city should cost and run on and how this is going to work? When he goes on, the second something goes wrong, he's just going to say, "Oh, I don't know. That's on them. I'm just the vice principal. Oh, I don't know. That's above my pay grade." I don't understand. I am the mayor of the
Now-
city. It starts and stops with me. I will be held accountable, but I assure you, I'm going to hold those who put me in that predicament to fail accountable as well, right? I'm going to take it. I'm going to own it on my end for not doing my part and ignoring it. So if I ignored the fire department's pleas for help for 6 years and then something happens, that's not the chief's fault. You know how many chiefs that have been before him? That's not his fault. That's my fault. However, now if I go in and I see these people are playing online, and doing all this crazy stuff, whatever it is on overtime, and my overtime budget's $2.5 million, I'm gonna want to investigate that time, right? These people are at rallies and doing things while in uniform. I'm gonna want to investigate that, right? So those are things that are gonna happen if people play games. So that's what I mean, right? Everybody's got to be held accountable, especially the mayor. So as mayor, I will be held accountable. And I hope everybody that's listening, listen, all of this stuff is on video. All of these things are recorded. That's why I've done every interview. That's why I've done every debate. I'm the only one who didn't back down from any of it, right? I don't care if the media gives him his questions or whatever else people want to accuse him of. I don't believe that happened. I believe his interview was mediocre at best either way. So if it was recorded and it was fixed, who cares? He still had zero answers. He still didn't do anything. So good. So in my
Now,
opinion,
what's your
we need to be held accountable to a much higher standard than anybody before us to make sure we don't end up like those people, right? We don't end up being insignificant.
That's right.
Now-
We don't, wait a minute, Alfonso. We don't want to end up like them people. But I have a question to ask Boomer. Mute your mic for a minute because I have sensory problems. And what are we going to do about the crime in the city? We've been talking. There's been talk a lot about the fire station. People going to the fire station, taking pictures of the ceiling. Ceilings. You got paint peeling ceilings. They're peeling all over the place. They got a mold all over the floor and everything.
Completely
how are we
unacceptable.
Gonna handle this? It's really unacceptable. But how are we going to handle this?
So which question are you asking me? You asking me about the crime or the fire department?
The fight. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I put.
It's okay. Listen, it's okay.
I put two in there.
I'm just, yeah, it's okay. I just want to make sure I answer the questions correctly. That's all.
Okay,
So, the fire department living is completely unacceptable. That money will be found, and we will be focusing to make sure that either fire department EMT, a much better option for them, is found and taken care of, or we're going to remediate that problem one way or another. That has to be done, right? That's a health hazard. That's a long-term hazard, and nobody should be working in those conditions. Because I guarantee you, if that was in the 6th floor, it would have been fixed a long time ago. So that's not okay. It's not acceptable for you or me or my family. It shouldn't be acceptable for them or their family. So it's going to happen. Like I said, I made it clear. I have zero intention on raising taxes, raising anything, right? I do plan on increasing salaries based on what we find and doing that stuff if people deserve it. I have accountability, right? I have statements, the counseling statements that are going to go out, just like we do in the military, that are going to go out every month based on what people did to keep their job. Show me what you did to accomplish your mission this month, and every month I'm going to have those. I'm going to have 12 of those on every single person we have, right? And then I'm going to have that on all the department heads. People are going to be held accountable. Show me what your mission was. Show me what your jobs were, what came in, what had to be done, and show me what you did. How much of it did you accomplish? That's going to justify if you deserve a raise on the taxpayer's dime or not, right? That's first and foremost. The public service, the public safety, I made clear that if the costs have to go up, that would be the only reason in my first term, right? That's the only reason that I would do that. Emergencies happen, shit happens. Okay, I understand that. We'll work with that. I'm going to work with the state. I'm going to work with everybody I can. There are unfunded mandates that can clear up, at minimum $16 million. I see more than that, but at minimum $16 million of unfunded mandates can clear up $16 million. Yeah, I could do a lot of work with that. Do you think I can fix the fire department with $16 million? I do.
I do. I agree.
Can I ask you a question?
And so much more. Yes, please.
Go ahead, please.
I'm on your time. Take all the time you guys want.
Okay, I was just wondering. I seem to focus on the economy, and
Yep.
so I was wondering because, like I said before, the Democrats always raise taxes for revenue. What other ways can you, as a mayor, have revenue other than always raising taxes like they do in Swampscott, as an example? I don't know what they do in Fall River, but that's what they do in Swampscott. That's what it seems like to me.
That's what they do everywhere. So this is a state thing, right? They've learned that if they
Yeah.
need more money, they live off the taxpayers. And I've said this before. When he was in the school department, he wanted more money. He went to city council. He went to the school department, and they got more money. They went to the taxpayers. When he's in city hall, he can't do it. He can't budget. He wants more money. He goes to the taxpayers. Like I said, he's never created a real job in his life. It's easy to do and say, oh, we're going to have to do this when you're taking somebody else's money. But to run your own business, he would have failed miserably, and he would be out in the rail trail right now if he was running his own business, because he would have been broke, sued, bankrupted a million times over, right? We all do things, right? We all, the early 2000s, all the nonsense that happened, the market crash and all that stuff, people be out of work. I left for the military, like things happen, right? That's different. Like stuff like that happens. If right now we have a collapse and a crash and all this stuff happens, I understand people falling behind. You're the mayor of the city with a $500 million budget, and you're talking about you still can't find $1 million to hire enough firefighters? I don't want to hear it. So these people have no experience in creating jobs and creating wealth. I am a small business owner. I do investments. I do help people invest and build wealth and do these things. So I know how to do this. On the same way that I don't want to increase taxes to the property owners, I want to increase property owners' wealth that can do it, right? Not everybody has the property to do it. Not everybody's a homeowner. But so right now, 30% of our population pays 100% of the bill. 30% of the population owns all the property, and that's all the money we got coming in is those tax dollars. Excise
Yes,
taxes, great.
Yeah.
We got excise taxes. They're telling us they can only use 5 million. We're bringing in over 8 million. Where's the other money going? General fund, right? So they play the shell game with our money. I assure you, we have plenty of money to address all of our issues, to address everything that needs to be done right away. That's there, and we're gonna find it. So despite what everybody says about, well, he said he didn't say he was gonna do an audit. I've said from day one I'm gonna do a forensic audit because it needs to happen. Not just because I want to prove a point or whatever it may be. I need to know if I'm going to run a budget from zero. I need to know exactly what we have, exactly where it goes, and how we can consolidate, how we can fix it, and make sure we live within our means. If I go shopping right now and I go buy whatever I want and my bank account's overdrafted, I'm going to pay fees on that and I'm going to lose money, right? The city.
Oh, he'll come back on. Annalisa?
Bummer.
Yeah,
His answers. Where'd he go?
Yeah, he'll come back on. Yep, he's come back on now.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes. Yeah, I got you.
Yes. Can you tell them to go out, please? Sorry. Can you
That's
guys hear me? Hold on. Yes. Can you get them, please? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear
I
you.
lost you. Hold on.
Oh, he can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you now.
I don't know what happened. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Hold
Yeah.
on.
He can't hear us. We can hear him.
I lost
though.
you. Hold on a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. I can hear you.
Hold on.
Wi-Fi.
I can hear you.
I don't know what's happening. I can't hear anything. Hold on.
He can't hear us. We can hear him, but he can't hear us.
I can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear
I can't
you.
hear any of you.
Oh my
But
god.
we can
Hold
hear
on.
you.
Are you there?
Yeah.
I can see you, but I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Check
I
the
can-
volume.
I don't know what's going on.
Alfonso, delete it.
Now my mic is not muted. So you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
That's okay.
He can't hear you, Dave. He can't hear you.
I don't know what's going on, babe. Hold on. It's muted again. Sorry. Kids are losing their minds at the moment. Hold on. I'm going to try. Can you hear me?
Yep, I
All
can
right.
hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It kicked me. I couldn't hear anything. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's
All
okay.
right. I forgot where I was. Sorry, I had kids arguing.
Yeah.
Welcome. Well, still a single dad of 6 kids, so I got to work when I'm home
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
If I can handle this, I can handle City Hall's nonsense, right?
That's right.
So, where'd I
You
leave?
said
Where
that you
was
were
I?
going to try to find the money
Oh,
because
yeah.
you had a $500 million budget and there was money for whatever needs to be done in the city. Because I asked you if you were going to
About
raise
economics.
how you were going to raise the revenue.
Yeah. So I look at like I said, I met with just a few people today, just putting out signs and going through them. Had to pick up some checks. A lot of everybody's oh my God, he doesn't raise money. He's not doing that because somehow they think raising money is going to make me more of a viable candidate because I can buy things. I don't know what that means, but it's fine. I guess they're used to just the way they do it, and they just spend money and they throw money at everything and think that helps. So I don't believe in that, but yes, I had to go pick up some checks today. And in doing so, I met with some people. So when I'm looking at, excuse me 1 second, my children.
He'll be back. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's
Okay.
okay.
So I got children who just can't get along.
I know how that feels.
So, God forbid they just, get along for 3 seconds, right?
I know
So,
that.
So when I talk about, generating more tax revenue for the city, simple things, right? Using our waterfront, go down to the Tipsy area, go down over there, right? Go down to the Cove. What does it cost to dock a boat? Does anybody know?
No, probably. I don't know.
On average, we'll say on the low end, $1,500. right?
1,500, yes.
Well, yep. So why aren't we doing that as a city like Newport does and all these other places do? Why aren't we doing that? We allow these other places to do it. Why aren't we doing that? So that generates income, right? This is just something simple. Just people just park a boat. They just park a boat there, and they pay you, right? So there's money. There's little ways that we can do this all day. But say you have a property, or your mother has a property, or whatever it may be. There's another piece of land on the side of that property that she owns. You got a big yard, whatever it may be. You want to build another property. I would rather give you the variance to build that property and build a 3-family, 4-family, whatever fits there, right? Whatever it may be. And what does that property do? That property pays taxes, right? But that property also costs you a third, maybe half of what it would cost you to buy today. So do your rents have to be $3,000 a month because your mortgage is only what? Right? So it doesn't, right? So your costs are lower. You're generating taxes to the city. You're able to rent cheaper. So your tenants can pay their rent. You have less turnover rate. All of these things matter. All of those things matter. All of those things help the city. Did it cost the taxpayers or the city a penny to let you do that?
No.
It cost me nothing to let you
It
build
cost
on your
nothing.
own land.
No.
Cost me nothing. But
No.
it just generated $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a year,
Yeah.
right? Now, if you can do that with, I don't know, 100, we'll say 100 homeowners. Remember, 30% of the population pays 100% of the bill, right? I'm just saying
Yeah.
100, right? Small, because not everybody has that kind of land, right? Let's say
Yeah.
small, 100.
Yeah.
100 new homes paying taxes. Did anybody's taxes have to go up?
No.
Why would they? And now we have tenants that can work, pay normal rents, be able to afford to live and shop here, be able to start businesses and do things because they can afford to save and do things again. So little things like that are there. Do we want to bring in businesses? Of course. I'm in talks right now with 3 different medical companies to bring medical jobs here. I'm not going to put that out because I know that these people will go out and try to do it and throw money at them, and then that'll no longer be my people, right? So I'm not going to put that stuff out there. I don't care who says, "Oh, I don't believe it." I don't care what you believe. I'm going to tell you right now. I know what I'm doing, and I know what my plans are. Now, if I can sit here and say, his idea is, oh, we want these builders to get all this land on the waterfront, and they're going to put 400 units on the market rate housing on the water, and that's going to be great for the city. For who? So they're going to get a TIF on the building, right? They're going to get a TIF on the building. They're not going to pay taxes. We're going to be the ones paying all the fees for this. All of these 400 new renters, do they pay taxes? Do their renters tax? I don't think so, right? That's not a thing maybe he created it because I'm sure he would think of it if he could. But no, that's not a real thing, right? So none of these people are paying taxes. But what are they doing? They're bringing 2-3 cars per family. So now they're creating more parking issues, which we already have in the city because we don't have it. Now, okay, that's going to cost more to who? The taxpayers that are already here that already can't find parking. Now they're going to park illegally. Now they're getting tagged. All these things generate more cost to us. Our streets wear and tear. Our schools wear and tear. We are so behind on everything. So those don't bring money. That doesn't bring money to anybody but the investors and maybe the mayor for the kickbacks. Maybe I don't know, but it doesn't bring money to us. And I work for us. So when you look at those kind of things, if say, I don't know, pick a company. I don't know, Tesla wants to come here, right? I don't care who it is. Tesla, you know what? I want 4 acres of land on the water and I don't want to pay taxes. But I'm going to bring Fall River 180 new jobs at Tesla. Yeah. These are 6-figure jobs, right?
Yeah.
Would you rather me give something like that a TIF for 10 years or whatever it is? Or would you rather me give it to the investors for the market rate housing that brought no money in?
I'd rather see you give it to Tesla.
And that's my mindset. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not here for market rate housing. I'm not here for the freebies for the rich friends. Do I want those rich friends to work with the city? Absolutely. Don't tell me the only thing you know about is market rate housing, because if it is, then you're going to go invest somewhere else, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Or wait till the next election when they kick me out because they make something up or they find something they don't like and they do whatever. I don't really care. But I think these guys are smarter than that. I think these guys can figure out a way to incorporate business and jobs into these market rate housing buildings. Then I'll talk. But do I think I'm going to give them tips for it? No, we're going to pay taxes. You're going to pay your fair share like everybody else. And I'm a conservative. I'm a Republican, right? And everybody says, "Oh my God, they're for the wealthy," and that's not a true statement. It doesn't matter what you are. I'm not for anybody. I'm for the well-being of everyone, and it's not for everyone if you're the only one making money and we're the ones covering the cost. No, our water fees are going to go up. Our sewage fees are going to go up. Why? Because we got 400 more families now pooping in the river, right? What are we going to do? Who do you think they're going to charge for that? They're not going to charge the renters for that.
No.
They're not going to charge the investor for that because he's already got the tips, right? He's already got everything. He's not paying anything. So what are we going to do? It's going to cost us more money. I don't care what he says, how many different ways he tries to word it, how he tries to say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Cool. Vote for him. I'm in real estate. I'm going to go buy those buildings. I'm going to invest in them, and I'm going to create market rate housing, and I'm going to make wealth for my family. That's what's going to happen on the opposite end. I'm going to generate wealth where I can. I'm willing to not do that and fight for the people and show them that this is not a good idea for us all. It's just not.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I am the chair of chair and treasurer of Ward 5.
Yep.
And my wife is the co-chair of Ward 5 too as well. So we're Republicans too. So
yep.
So
Again, it's city. It's city. It doesn't matter, right? Like we're here. It's a municipality. Like we're here for everybody. The only person who makes us think about that is when the mayor panics, he's got to jump out and he's got to go with the fear mongering of, well, I'm the only Democrat and they're not going to work with anybody else except me. And shut up.
Yeah.
Like that's not a true statement, right?
No,
Can you imagine the state saying we're not going to work with Fall River because their mayor is Republican, but yet they're going to want to come here and take over our waterfront? I'll tell you right now, I will tell every single taxpayer, every single citizen in this city, go stand over there on the waterfront and don't let them. Fight back. This is your city. This is your home. This is your state. Stop letting these people dictate your lives. I'm telling you to stand up. I absolutely want you to stand up. I'm here to fight with you, not against you. I'm going to go to city council to fight with them, not against them. I want to go to the school committee meeting and laugh and have a good time and talk about how the kids are going to get better. I don't want to go fight with anybody. No. I really want us to just get ahead and be Fall River like we know we can. I don't know why people are so against that. And you got the certain critics out there that are just trying to destroy that at all costs because whatever, they can't do it or that's the only thing that they're good at. I don't really care what their reason is. But if you have somebody who genuinely wants to make life better for everyone and you want to go against that and try to find a way to make it so it doesn't happen, what does that say about you? I can care less.
That's right.
My life's not going to change. If I don't get elected on November 4th, I'm going to go. I'm going to hang out with my kids. I'm going to bring my kids to school. I'm going to pick them up every day. I'm going to coach baseball. I'm going to do the same exact things I do now. I'm going to go sell houses, buy houses, investment property. I'm going to live my best life for my kids and teach them how to get ahead and not be part of the system that is killing everybody else. I want to have classes at City Hall to teach these parents that are stuck at home that don't have the skills or whatever it is. I want to give them skills. I know how to bring, we worked in the North Shore when we used to work with all the school departments, right? That's what I did for the military and recruiting, retention, right? We brought in programs that were all on grants, just like Diamond. You get certification programs. These are 14-week programs. These grants pay for the tools, pay for the licensing, pay for everything for these students. All you got to do is be 17 or older. It's a 14-week program, and now you're a licensed whatever, electrician, welder, whatever it may be. We get to do that, right? These are things I can bring in because Diamond only has so much room. Excuse me. Diamond only has so much room. But we can do that for more kids. We don't need the RPA to start saying, oh, these kids are no good. We're just going to send them there. That's wrong. Every kid deserves a chance. Every one of them. If they're doing criminal stuff, well, guess what? They're going to face the consequences because that needs to happen. Some people learn their lessons the hard way. I know I did. And I grew up. We got to learn our lessons the hard way sometimes. That's it. But that's not the majority. Right. Mm-hmm. They're under DOJ investigation for violating special education and just sending people there because they don't want to deal with them. That's not how we do this. There's a procedure for everything. There's so much. We can go this all day. I can talk all day about all the craziness that goes on. And he's just going to deny it and have his talking points. And somebody's going to write his little book of everything like, Doc McStuffins over there. And that's what he does.
Yeah,
you can't.
No, you can't. No, you're right.
You have to have an imagination. You have to have real ideas. Yes, you have to get buy-in. Excuse me, I need a drink. Yes, you have
That's
to get
okay.
buy-in and do all that stuff. I get it. But who's everybody that sits there and says, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that." Why? Why are you so prone to say you can't instead of saying there's a let's find a way? That's what they've programmed us to do. They've programmed us to say, "No, that's not how it's done." I've had leaders like that. I've had leaders that were in the military for 40 years doing things like it was 1980.
Wow.
We don't do it like that anymore. Well, that's how we've always done it. Well, that's the
Yeah.
wrong answer. Times have changed. So that's how I'm going into this. That's how I look at it. I'm going into this with an open mind, and hopefully the people get behind me and want to try with me. Because the more they
Yeah.
fight against me, the harder it is. We're not going to get anything done if you just fight against me.
Well, I'm
Work
with
with
you.
me. What's the
So,
worst that can happen? I fail. I can't fail any worse than this guy.
I work. We're gonna work with you. So that we're gonna work with you. I'm gonna work with you, and on all this. And the other thing is about the crime in the city. I mean, people have been talking about that crime in the city. I remember there was a kid shot his brother because of an argument in the house. He got a life sentence, and for doing it. There was a stabbing. I think there was a stabbing or a shooting in Maple Gardens at one point.
You say that kid got a life sentence?
I think that kid got life sentence.
I don't even think he's in jail right now.
I don't even think. Well, I mean, somebody said he got a life sentence, but I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I haven't followed it, but I'm pretty. I was under the impression he was actually at school at RPA.
Can I
I'll
ask
have to
another question?
look into that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm on your time. Whatever you guys want. I want the people to ask whatever they want. They might not like my answers, but I want everybody to ask whatever they want.
I would like to know what you would do with the illegals.
What do you mean? What I would do? I'm not ICE. What do you mean? What I would
Yeah,
do?
would you work?
Would I
with
prevent ICE? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, would you work with ICE to get the illegals that are in Fall River, or would you fight them?
So I'm not here to fight anybody for breaking the law. I believe in law. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in law enforcement. I believe in, that we have a legal way to do things. If ICE has information that we have criminals here, we have people doing criminal activity or wanted for criminal activity, I am not going to get in their way in any way, shape, or form. A lot of people may not like that. A lot of people can say what they want. I don't believe we need to harbor criminals. I think we have enough of those in office. I'm not here to harbor criminals and help criminals. I'm also not for removing children and things like that. I'm not for that, but I'm not going to impede on federal investigations. That's just not something I need to deal with and bring extra, nonsense to the city. So
Okay, thank you.
for me, I'm not going to get in the way now. I do believe, we went to a meeting. One of the associations, it was Maplewood Neighborhood is one of our associations. We went there, and the mayor, of course, had nothing to offer. So he went right to his fear mongering tactics, and his statement was, and you all better be careful because Donald Trump, the Republican president, and he made it clear that he's not a Republican again. So Donald Trump, the Republican president, is going to cut Section 8 and food stamps and all the benefits for everybody. He said everybody. He didn't say every illegal immigrant. He said everybody, right? So now he put that fear out there because he knows these people aren't watching. They're not paying attention. They're getting fed their news based on what they're watching on CNN or whatever it may be. And he said that, and right there out loud, I said, that's not true. And he looked, but we didn't get to rebuttal. We don't get to say anything. So what he is doing is he's taking 8.1 million people off of benefits, right? These are your tax dollars that are being utilized for people who don't pay taxes. So I agree with that. I'm not against. Listen, if you want to come here and work and do the right thing, go ahead. That's my grandparents did. Come here, work, do it the right way. I'm all for that. This is America. We're a melting pot of everybody. I'm not against any one person being here, but there's a way to do it. Come and do it. So now, if you're living off of our systems and you're not being a productive citizen and you're getting this all fed and handed to you, well, we have veterans on the street, children on the street, women on the street. We don't have services for our mental health issue that we have, which is one of our major problems, why people are on the street. Then no, I have a problem with that. So for me, I'm not going to get in the way of that being done because we need to help America first. We need to do that. And I do believe in that. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, listen, you need to, I don't care what happens to these kids, take them out of here. No, that's not the case. If they're here looking for criminals, I'm all for it. If they're here to, just taking kids away from people and things like that, which I know they're not doing, but, obviously that's always said, if that was something like that, that was like case by case, then I would have a problem. But that's not the case. They're looking for criminals and that's it. They're not separating families and doing all kinds of nonsense like everybody's saying they're doing. That's not the case. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have, I want to say, I was told it was almost 80% of the illegal population that was in the hotels in Taunton are here in Fall River. When the mayor had his debate and he said, oh, we just increased by 1,100 students. Do you think 1,100 families, wholesome families, came and moved to Fall River in the last year? Does anybody believe that happened? It did not happen. That influx of people and why he's panicking and, oh, it's going to cause a housing crisis. It's going to cause a housing crisis because he knows that all of those benefits and those home-based programs went to people who are not citizens. That's why it would cause a housing crisis for him. It wouldn't cause a housing crisis for the country. It would cause it for him because he knows that he took all of those people in. And where did the money go with that? Who gets the money for that? Because it sure as hell isn't us.
We ain't getting it.
Correct. Again, no transparency, right? There's nothing there. No.
We don't want
Alfonso's mic is on.
Delete the mic, Alfonso. Okay.
That's all right, buddy. We still know you're there, I promise.
We know you're there. Corey Reynolds had a question here, but she says that's not the truth. It is for the legals. Corey Reynolds. I don't know what.
That's not true. It's for illegal. What is for illegal?
I think it's for. I think
Benefits.
the benefits. I believe it's the housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what she's
When
getting.
Paul
at.
Coogan said that that the Republican president was going to get rid of everybody.
Oh, yeah. Yes, correct. And that's exactly what I said. I said it's not for everybody. It's for illegal immigrants. And I had to make that clear later on. But at that point, he already had the fear mongering done. And yeah, I mean, luckily for us, there's only like 12 people there listening. But these are the kind of things that they do. This is what they go out when they talk to people. This is what they're telling people. They use that fear mongering tactic. And it's worked this far. The problem, what they don't understand is they finally have people who aren't afraid of them, who aren't backing down from their scare tactics and their threats of, oh, we're gonna go through your life and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. The CJ Ferries of the world who are gonna play super sleuth and go after you. I don't care what people think about me. If I was that bad of a person, I wouldn't have had a top secret clearance in the military for 20 years. If I was that bad of a person, I wouldn't be a single dad of 6 kids in Massachusetts where that never happens, right? So I don't care what you find on me or what you think you're going to find on me. Was I always perfect? Absolutely not. I was homeless at 12 years old. You think I grew up being a nice kid? Of course not. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't live there anymore, right? I am 45 years old. Until I had my daughter at 21 years old, I didn't care about a single other thing in life except myself. So I don't care what people think about my past, right? But if that's what you're looking for and those are the kind of things that you're looking at, good for you. If that makes you feel better that you're going to ruin the city and get the one person who you said was a complete and utter failure elected again, then guess what? That's on you. You get what you deserve. You reap what you sow. Because you know what's going to happen to me on November 5th? I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to bring my kids to school like I do every day. And I'm going to go about my business. I'm giving it a chance. I'm giving it a shot. I'm here to fight for everyone. And I want to prove that it can be done. These people have sat here and said, oh, what's he going to do different? How's he going to do this? Oh, they're going to do this. And all that nonsense comes into play. Everybody's blaming somebody else. We've had the same party, same leadership, same families running this city into the ground for decades. It's not just a Paul Coogan thing, right? It's not just a Paul Coogan thing. However, the last 6 years have been the worst it's ever been. That is a Paul Coogan thing. So
How-
if people
how
want
would
more of that, go for it. If they don't, I'm here for you.
How would you work with the state representatives in your area? Because they clearly are Democrats, radical left. How would you work with them? Because if you get in, which I hope you do, because I would love to see a change anywhere in Massachusetts. But
Yeah.
how would you work with people like that? You're going to clash for sure. So how are you like thinking about that? Would you have to deal with them on a regular basis or not?
I hope so. I hope I do, because in one way or another, we need state participation, right? Like there's a lot of things and benefits and things that we need from the state, right? The good thing is they're not the only people that I've worked with in my 20 years of service, right? So I've worked with much higher than them. I've worked with people all over the country that are in powerful positions that can bring light to things that need to be. But honestly, I don't see them not working with me because they know, as anybody can see, I'm not afraid to, like, I hate being on camera, but I'm not afraid to bring the camera. I'm not afraid to say it exactly how it is. I'm not afraid of what they're going to try to do to me. I don't care. So it puts, I don't need this, right? I don't need the money. I don't need these people. So it's a very dangerous position for them to have me in, where I have nothing to lose. So do you want to come after me? That's fine. But if you want to work with me and show the people that you deserve to be where you're at, great. If not, I'm also in a position where it's my job to find Republicans to replace you and people that will work with the taxpayers. But if I can show the taxpayers that, hey, I'm here, this is what I'm trying to get done, these people are stopping me, and here's how, and the people start seeing that, I think it's going to be a very different election for a lot of people if they don't work with me. Because I'm going to be the most transparent person you've ever seen. And I know like everybody comes in and says that, and that's fine. I don't think you understand. There's no secret meetings. There's no nothing. If you think you're going to come in my office and have a threatening meeting or a secret meeting, and you're going to bribe me with something, you can't afford me. It's not going to happen. So don't bother. It's not going to happen, because my wealth is my kids, my life. Like my wealth is my time. I'm giving that up to fight for all of us and prove that it can be done once and for all. So the next time the people do go out and vote, hopefully it is somebody else that's like, hey, listen, I'm going to carry on with Boomer's plans to do A, B, and C, but I think we can do better here. That would be awesome. Because if somebody can do it better and I don't have to, and I don't have to deal with the stress and the nonsense and the fake accounts, that's fantastic. I'm all in. I'll vote for you. So, but I'm here, right? I'm the only one that's really got ideas and plans to do it. And I'm willing to do it for us, all of us, for you, for me, for all of us. So I don't think they're going to give me as much a hard time as he tries to fearmonger into people. I think they're smart enough to know, like, hey, if we don't do this, we ran on saying we do this for the taxpayers. He's going to expose us, and it's there, right? Are they going to threaten me? Are they going to be willing to work with me? I don't think they're going to want to work with me, but they're going to want to work with me, right? Like I don't think they're going to want to, but they're going to want to. I think we're gonna be okay. I don't think everybody's like a criminal all the time, right? And a bad person all the time. Do I think they try to benefit themselves every chance they can? Sure, but I think once they realize they can't do it in Fall River anymore, they'll move on somewhere. They'll move on somewhere else for that stuff, and they're gonna work with us the right way.
Well, I want to just answer this question or comment that somebody made, and the reason why I asked you that is because, I mean, I don't understand what a grandmother or a mother has anything to do with working with somebody. I don't know what the police officer, this is a comment that somebody made, police officer doesn't always vote party lines. I'm not so sure. So I think what they're trying to say is that why wouldn't they work with you because we elected them? Well, I'll tell you why I asked that question is because the state representatives that people elected in Massachusetts for the 2026 budget, they all voted except for 6 Republicans on the South Shore and 1 from Billerica. 6 of them did not vote for the budget, but all of them did, which included money for the illegals, okay, and money that's going to the Communist Party that is still building subway cars for Boston.
And they voted for themselves to get another raise. Yes.
Right. And
Yes.
so that's why
I
I
agree.
asked that question, is because mainly because of the budget that practically everybody voted for. And I probably can guarantee you that your state representatives in Fall River did the same, because there were only
Every
six
single one of
that
them.
did not. There were only six
Every
that
one of
did
them.
not. Right. So that's why I asked, and I don't understand, again, this notion of somebody being a mother and a grandmother and somebody not voting party lines. They are voting against you. Your tax money is going to the illegals to the tune of $3 to $4 billion so far, altogether under Maura Healey. Your
I think it's more.
state,
I think it's more than that, actually.
right?
But yeah.
So your state reps are voting for giving taxpayer money to the illegals and other things that should be going to the residents of Massachusetts and the taxpayer. That's why I said that.
No, I get it. And unfortunately, I can't do anything about what the state does because I can't even get them to do an audit we voted for, right? But I can fix Fall River, and I can make sure Fall River sees it on the scale that they should see it. I think we just make it too complicated for the average person to even follow the money, right? And I want to eliminate that. If you come home and I give you money to go Christmas shopping for all 6 of my kids, right? And you come home and you're like, I spent it all, but you don't have receipts, and I see what they got, and it's like, that doesn't look like $6,000. And I start calculating, and I start looking things up, right? And I'm like, well, we're missing $2,000. Well, you can't prove it because there's no receipts, there's nothing to match it to. Those days are gone. When I get in office, those days are gone. Every department is going to show me where the money is being spent, because that has to go in my budgeting, and I'm the one who's going to answer to the taxpayers. I'm the one who's going to answer to the city council on why we need more or need less, or why this person's getting this pay or whatever it may be. That's my name, that's my reputation, that's everything that I ran on. That's going to make me look bad. And I have a problem with that, right? I'm a very competitive person. I like to be the best at everything I do. I've been the top in every position I've ever had. I've been the best at it, and I take pride in that. And that's what I want to do here. I want people to be like, wow, he said he was going to do it, and he actually did it. So they now know it's possible. They now know that that's a reality, and all of these people that run with these families all the time are never going to get away with lying to them again, at least for the foreseeable future. Now, if I can do that and fix Fall River, imagine what I can do if I get to the State House, right? If you can fix this city, you can fix anything. That's how I look at it, right? It's progression. But if I fail here, then there's no need. But if I can do it here and the people can see it and they believe in me, we can do a whole lot more and start getting our state back to where it was, where we stood up to tyranny. We stood up to these things. We went to war over tea. And now here we are paying $500 million for the highest crime rates. It doesn't make sense. So I'm all for the people. And like I said, I believe in the Constitution. That's what we have it for. I believe in law and order. That's what we have it for. If it's not bettering the people, then we don't need it. We need to get rid of that red tape, get rid of it. We need to stop hounding businesses and pushing businesses away. We need to encourage business to come here. That starts with cleaning up our streets, cleaning up the homeless issues, cleaning up the crime issues, better education so people can actually open businesses and understand accounting and understand doing these things, and making it safe for businesses to open here where they're not getting robbed 26, 27 times a day and closing. So I have all those ideas. I have all those plans, and I have all those as my priorities. So everything that everybody's complained about, I listened. I was one of the people complaining about it, but I just happen to be the sucker that steps up and says, you know what? I'm going to do something about it, because that's what I do. I love to fight. I love to take on the bullies. I love to be told you can't do that and prove everybody wrong. Maybe it makes me a jerk. I don't know. But in all seriousness, somebody has to fight back against these people before it's too late. And I honestly believe it's almost there. 2 more years of this, and we will never recover. We lose that waterfront to these people, we will be paying that bill for the rest of our lives, your kids' lives, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Nothing. They're going to grow the population here. They're going to make all the money for their friends and family, and they're going to leave, and we're going to be stuck with the bill. Okay? They're going to dine and dash on Fall River. That's what they're doing. Do
So
not
what do you-
let them.
So what do you think about the turnout in the primary? I mean, I saw
Atrocious.
that. It's
Atrocious.
atrocious. Yes, it is.
But I understand it, right? I understand people are fed up. People don't believe anything's going to change. A lot of these people that aren't voting, they're not on social media. They don't see my interviews. They don't see what I'm bringing to the table. They don't see my enthusiasm to fight for them. They don't see it, right? But at the same time, if they did, would it change their mind? I don't know, because they're probably so used to being lied to too, right? Like we all are. And it's very hard to give somebody a chance, right? So a lot of people will say, "Oh, the devil you know instead of the devil you don't," right? That's their new line. The devil you know has destroyed your city in 5 years. The devil you know has destroyed your wealth in 5 years. The devil you know has sold you out for 5 years, going into 6 years, right? And you think that that's better than someone who's willing to fight to attempt to try and change that? Even if I accomplish 3 of the things that I've said so far, do you think we're in a better place? I do.
I think so.
Like, can I do it all in 2 years?
Can
Can I do it all in one term? Maybe not. I think that's highly unlikely. But if I can work and put the wheels in motion and get those plans in place and make sure the fire department is safe and good and fully staffed, make sure the police department, whatever's going on in there is done, because that's fully funded, and somehow we still don't have enough police officers, but we have almost a $3 million overtime budget. That's a problem for me, right? That tells me that there's mismanagement somewhere. So for me, I can focus on that. I did recruiting and retention. I know how to retain good people because we reward good people. We don't reward the friends and family. And when they did do that, that's when I clashed. And that's why I have the issues I have now with the military and, had the argument that I had. And now I'm back to part-time anyway. Right. So because we had those kind of leaders that were toxic and crap, and they don't like when you stand up to them. So they use what they can and they'll find a way.
If you
We
don't
need to get rid of that.
in Fall River, can you go to Swampscott, please? Thank you.
I don't know. You said your beaches were the worst ones. I'm not sure if I can do that. Although I haven't taken a day off to go to the beach, and I can't even remember.
One of them.
It might not be so bad. No, I appreciate it. And honestly, I just hope people what's the worst that can happen? Like, just look at it. The worst is already here. What is the worst that can happen by just trying? Let's see if this works. Let's see if we can do half of what he said. Half of what I said saves us millions. Half of what I said gets us a better education system. Half of what I said gets us cleaner, better, safer streets. I mean, everybody wants the answers to the world and the snap of a finger, and it's like, that's not possible. But if I'm willing to do it and try and find a way and surround myself with the best of the best, you think I was the best at what I did because I did it myself? No, it's because I knew talent management. I knew how to put people where they could best serve the team. That's why we created the best teams. That's why I had the top teams. That's why I had the top everything, because I surrounded myself and made sure that I recruited the best. I trained the best. I worked with the best. I would retain the best. And that's what I'm going to do for the city. And I assure you, it's not his team. So if it was, they would have stood up to him and did right for the taxpayers.
It's actually going to be yours. If you become mayor of the city of Fall River. Linda had a question here. Linda's let's ask she said, let's ask the people one question on better of now than we were 5 years ago. Was we better now where we were 5 years ago?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. And that's the question I ask people. I'm like, when we were there, right? I had everybody, raise your hand. If you feel that you are better off today than you were prior to this administration, than you were 6 years ago, raise your hand. Not one person in that church raised their hands. Not one. So not one person in, say, 50 people, right, thought that they were better off today than they were 6 years ago. That's a problem. Not one? Not 1 in 50? And I don't know those people. It was at a church I've never been to, right? It's this South End. It's all them, right? It's Good Shepherd Church, and that's where I asked the question. You can go watch the debates. They're all online. Everybody can see them. I can't tell you how many people I run into that still have not watched a single interview or a single debate in this city. Most people I talked to didn't even know it was election day on the other day, on the 16th. They didn't even know. Yes, they didn't even know.
Wow.
And that's because we don't advertise it. You know why? We don't advertise it. We don't market it. Oh, it was in the Herald News, and we put a sign up over Bedford Street and Pleasant Street, and you think that gets the whole city? Did you put one in the South End? Did you advertise, put it on the news, put it on the media? No, you didn't. Why? Because low numbers and low turnout keeps people from changing who's in power. Tell everybody. I would rather see 30,000 people go out and vote against me than see 3,000 people win an election. That's a problem. That's a big problem. You just let 3,000 people dictate the next 2 years of your lives and your tax dollars and your money and your city and your safety and your education. That's crazy in a city of 100,000 people.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
That is
Why
crazy. You're right. No, you got a point.
People need to wake up, get out and vote. Educate yourselves. Watch them all. Watch the debates. Go do your own research. You might not like me. You don't like my attitude. You don't like the way I present myself or how I talk. That's fine. I get that. Sometimes I come off as arrogant because I'm just so like this should be common sense, right? That's how I look at it. And it's not, and that's my fault because they've bred this into us to feel that way. Unless you start thinking for yourself and start researching yourself and watching the right things, you're not going to know what's going on. You're just going to go by what somebody told you one time, or you saw this on the news today, or whatever it may be. In passing, in a 30-second TikTok video, you think that now you're a political analyst. I understand that. That's what they want you to think, right? That's what they want you to think. They showed you that cut of that video, and it was perfectly timed. You can't go by that. Watch these damn debates. Watch the interviews. Do your own research and make an informed decision. This is your future. This is your kid's future. I'll be fine. I can sell my house and move right next door to Westport and pay half of what I pay in taxes. Don't have to pay my water bill because they're just going to forgive it if we don't pay it anyway, and be fine.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
I don't have to do much to have a better life.
Yeah.
But the average person here can't do that. Right? My grandmother lives in one of the elderly apartment complexes, right? Do you think I don't want to deal with all the issues in those? Of course I do. If I want my grandmother to have a better living there, why wouldn't I want that for everybody else? If I want my kids to have a better education, why wouldn't I want that for everybody else's kids? Of course I do. One city, one fight. That's our standard. What's good for one is good for everyone, not the
Agreed.
top 5 anymore.
Agreed.
Okay, this isn't the Hall of Fame. There's no the top 5, right?
Nope.
We're not doing that. If those guys want to invest with me, and I hope they do, great. If they don't, fine. You're going to make room for the next key players then. And I hope we do. I hope we make more key players and more key investors. But my key investors are going to be the current homeowners now and the taxpayers now that have been suffering so they can make life better for themselves and their families. And then they can pass that down to the tenants and those people starting out so they can make life better for their families. And that trickle-down effect on my way of thinking, I feel is much better than giving it to the wealthy and the wealthy and the wealthy and getting nothing in return. So the wealthy are going to invest.
Yeah.
They're going to pay taxes.
Well, Linda has another question. Linda,
Shoot, I don't look at comments because I hate seeing fake accounts. So shoot whatever questions you want, Linda.
Well, she's in the other room. You have to
That's fine.
bring you have to bring crime ridding. I'm trying to read it. It's tough. These words are tough for me. Annalisa, is she there?
I knew you were going to do
see.
that. Linda
Yeah,
made a
listen.
comment. Linda made a comment. We have to bring a crime-ridden, economically devastated city back to a place we can be proud of. Challenge accepted. Bring it on.
To a place we can be proud of. Challenge accepted. Bring it on. Yeah, challenge is accepted. I am fully accepting that challenge. No matter all the critics, all the people that don't believe in me, all the people that hate me. Alphonse, can you turn your mic off, buddy?
Yeah, Alfonso, turn your mic off.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. I'm willing to do this, right? and this is the only time I'm taking to do it. Like if I don't win, I'm not coming back next year to try again. Like I'm not going to put my family through this again to have the same results, right? But if I win and I pull it off and I can do it for you guys and do it for everybody, what did we lose? What did we lose? If I can't do it, do you think you're going to miss out with Coogan? Do you think he was going to make it better in his 2 years that he didn't have? If he was going to make it better, he would have did it in the first 6 years. Why does he need 8 years? If it takes you 8 years to figure out any one of these issues, that's a problem. If you can't fix one issue in 6 years, but you've created 7 other ones, I'm sorry, you just don't deserve to be running a city. You got to run the city like a business. You got to take care of your employees. You got to take care of those people that pay you. You owe them. It is your responsibility to do what's best for the people you represent. And we've gotten away with that. We're away from that for far too long, where these people feel entitled to it and they think you work for them. If you disagree with them, they just dismiss you and they don't care because they know you're not going to vote for them. But their core people will. We need those new voters. We need those people who registered to vote, don't know how to vote. We will teach you. We will educate you. I think I have over 200 voter registration cards in my car at all times. Mail-in voter request. You can't get there, I will bring it to you. You sign it, I will drop it off for you. Whatever we need, you put it in the mail. I'll bring the stamps. I don't care. We need people to wake up and pay attention before these people continue to take everything from you and you'll never recover. We are there. This is that turning point right now. I don't believe there's ever going to be a more important election than this one right here. Because these next 2 years, the waterfront, all the key issues going on, all these people in prime positions to get contracts for the next 3 years and higher retirements are going to cost the taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars. This is your chance to fix that and protect yourself from that. And once it's gone, it's gone.
Well, and we also had an issue with when Flanagan was mayor of the city of Fall River, when he started closing all the projects and closing all the projects. So I believe one of the projects, I'm trying to think where it is. It's all knocked down. It's woods. Alfonso, where is that?
The Watuppa Heights?
Yeah, Watuppa Heights. The Watuppa Heights. And now that field's been empty for so long. Okay. And they were supposed to put veteran houses there. And
they're always going to do something for the veterans at election year, and then guess what? Our veterans get nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
So that's what they were supposed to do. That's what Flanagan was supposed to do.
Well, and here we are, and now I'm being told that it's owned by housing, and now it's only suited for 26 single-family homes. Why? Why is it? Why, Alphonse?
Yeah, I'm going to correct you on that because the city doesn't own it.
Correct. So what he said at the debate was housing owns it. We were told the state owns the land, then housing owns the land, and it's only licensed for 26 single-family homes. I'm like, well, how did that happen if it was housing units before? That makes no sense to me, right? I don't think that land should be used for housing at all. I would like to give veteran housing a better look in a better area. That's just on me. The water department owns 30% of our waterfront, and that's a problem for me. We don't have actual 55 and older communities where our elderly are safe. That's a problem for me. So all of these things that they neglect are people they don't care about. That's how I look at that. You don't care about your veterans. You don't care about your elderly. You can say whatever you want. You can show up to the kitchen and shake hands and say, hi, how you doing? You can bring chow mein sandwiches at every election. You can do all that all you want. You've done nothing to help these people. Our 55 and over communities, I have a 103-year-old woman living in housing who's petrified to do her laundry after 4 o'clock. That's a problem. She doesn't even feel safe in her own retirement home. That's not okay. It's not.
Problem.
So exactly. So those things have to change. And then we got the water department charging us, but they don't pay taxes on any of the waterfront property that they own and they're protecting. But yet We can't use it, but yet they can rent it out and make money on it. I don't think so. That's going to change. I know the water department's not going to like me, and I'm okay with that. I'm not here to be your friend either. I'm not here for that because they have been the ones to exploit us the most, and that needs to stop. I did water and sewer for years. So all the nonsense when they start talking and pretending that everybody's an idiot and we're all ignorant, we're not. Okay? We understand it. And we understand they only work with certain contractors and certain people and try to make sure that their friends all get it so all that money can get moved around the right way. That's coming to an end. I assure you that's coming to an end. And I
Well,
don't care who likes it and who
yeah.
doesn't. So
Right.
why not have a real, why not take 3 of these 10 and fight for them with HUD? Why not? Why are we not fighting with them about at least 3 of these 10 units being 55 and older communities? So at least a good majority of the population of elderly people are safe, and start there. Let's figure it out. So these are all things that I want to work on. Obviously that's HUD, and it's a lot bigger than just what the mayor can do. But I think we can do that if we start standing up for ourselves. The city as a whole fighting together is much stronger than just one man on the 6th floor with a couple of people downstairs. I want the people to fight with me for these things to guarantee that we get them. And when they don't give them to us and they don't work with us, now we know who to vote out. And we can make a big difference with a $100,000 population. If we have over 60,000 voters, we can make a big difference in who's representing us from here on out. You see what I mean?
Yep,
So if
I
I'm
hear
standing
you.
up for you and we're working together and I'm willing to bring you in to do this, wouldn't you want somebody like that? That's a team player that's willing to do it together. What's best for everyone?
Absolutely.
To me, that's a no-brainer, right? But here you
That's a
are. We're all going to
no-brainer.
listen to the critics, and it's like, well, this one time in band camp, he said this, and it's like, shut up. So those are the things we got to stop doing, right? This is
Yeah.
just Boomer, right? This is me. This is who I am. Like,
That's fine.
these are things that we have to do, but we can do it. So when people sit there and say, well, I want to know his whole plan. Great. Did you ask Coogan for his over the last 6 years? No. But yet you voted for him again and again and again. You fought against all the candidates to win against him again and again and again. So you made those candidates lose because you couldn't get rid of him. So you wanted to say that look what I did and I got rid of this guy. And now we have this guy and here we are. So you are just as much to blame when you do that stuff as his voters. You're just as much to blame. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's like here we are. You know what I'm saying? It's like here we are. Somebody's thing's on. All right. So here we are. We're back. We're back for what we started. Where we started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even when Jazel was mayor, we're back. We're back again. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
I mean,
people can say what they want about Jazel. He had a surplus. He ran the city pretty efficiently. Do I agree with everything he did? No. Do I think he was cocky and thought he was the smartest one in the room? He found out the hard way he wasn't, right? He's probably a very intelligent person. He's probably smarter than I am. But when you think you're too smart and you think you can trust everybody around you, you can't.
no.
You wanted to get into the game instead of get into doing it for the right reasons. I don't want to get into the game. I want nothing to do with that game. I want to go to my kids' games, and that's it. I don't care about who likes me, who doesn't, who wants to come and spend money here, and go to this event so they can give you money. I don't care. I don't care. If you want to put money in my campaign, that's fine. But if you think that's going to secure you a job, it's not. I'll tell you right now, it's not. You think it's going to get you a contract, and I'm gonna cheat on bids? I'm not. The bidding numbers are going to be public. After the bidding process, they're all going to be posted so they know which companies came in at the lowest rates. So when you want to go get work done at your house, these people worked for the city and they were cheap and they did a good job. Now you know. These people are way overpriced. Now you know. These people that are trying to get rich off every contract because it's a taxpayer contract, it's a city contract so they can charge whatever they want, those days are gone. We're not wasting your money anymore. You're going to be the lowest bid and the best work for the people, and we're going to hold your work accountable. Go drive down Oak Grove Ave and tell me that work is accountable. All the piping that they did in Oak Grove Cemetery, it's all undersized. They knew it. They were told about it because that's what happened on Eastern Ave, right? The guy complained, and they just thought he was just some schmo. Come to find out, he's an engineer. Who knew? And he made them fix it. and they fixed that piping. But then they took that piping and put it into the freaking cemetery. And now what? Now they got nothing but issues. So the city's always looking to cut you, to cut you short, but yet they never say anything about where the extra money went when they didn't spend it. That's a problem. You're going to see where your money's going. You're going to see who's coming in, who's saying what, who's going to offer what. I'm going to hire 3 grant writers to work under the current grant writer we have because she's phenomenal, but she can only do so much too, right? So I do want 3 grant writers who are going to get paid a percentage based on the grants that they get. 1 for public safety, 1 for education, and 1 for the environmental side. Environmental grants are phenomenal. Phenomenal, right? There's nothing like it because everybody wants this EPA this and EPA that. Everybody wants that. Guess what? We have one of the dirtiest water sources around. And you got a mayor who says, "Oh, we're not Flint, Michigan, because we pay our water department billions of dollars." Well, guess what? There's other ways to do it, and there's other ways to do it without taking it from the taxpayer. And every time they go and say that we got to pay all this extra money and these increased costs that go with it, oh look, we just gave everybody a raise again. Weird. It was all this, and we had to do it because we were going to be Flint, Michigan, but then we're not Flint, Michigan anymore because we gave everybody a raise. That's not how that works. So you just got to ask questions. People got to pay attention. Civics will be in our schools again. We will teach kids the Constitution. We will teach kids about economics. We will teach kids about investing. We're going to teach kids about that.
Yes.
So these are things that we're going to do to educate the next generation so we don't have a bunch of worker bees. We can actually have people creating new hives. And that's what we need. So all the critics, all the haters, hate me all you want, talk bad about me all you want, go fish up whatever you want. Listen, you want information, go talk to my ex-wife. I'm sure she'd love to give it to you. I don't care. None of that matters to me. I am here to represent the people to have a better city. And that's all we're going to do. And I'll sit here all day. I've answered everybody's questions. I've never backed down. I've never said, hey, I got to go. Nothing. I've never said, no, I'm not going to that debate. I don't care who fixes what. I've been on here for almost 2 hours and I've not backed down a single bit. What makes you think I'm going to back down on the 6th floor?
I got 2 questions for you.
Go ahead, shoot.
I have.
Go ahead.
All right. The first question: do you support rent and mortgage control? And the second question is, what are you gonna do about the trash situation? And I'm gonna mute it so you can answer.
Thank you. I do not support rent control, mortgage control. I don't support any of that. I think this is a free country and commerce is commerce and people are going to pay. Here's the thing. If I sit here and say, unlike the mayor, I know valuations and I know how it works. Your value of an item, value of your home, is the value is what somebody else is willing to pay. Okay. That's how valuations work, right? If somebody comes in and appraises my house at $1 billion, great. But if nobody's willing to buy it for $1 billion, is it worth $1 billion?
No.
It's not. It's just an opinion. So I'll tell you right now, I have the grievance with the city, but I'm just letting it go. I'm letting it go on longer, obviously for my own personal reasons. I'm being taxed at 90% of my home's value.
Wow.
I guarantee you, there's not many people being taxed at 90% of your home's value, right? I have the appraisal, and I have my tax assessment. I have everything. And the special assessment that was paid for by us as well. And then I have the previous taxes. So I have it all. And I'm just letting it collect, right? It'll come out. I'm going to show it all because I have the evidence firsthand. It's not like hearsay. It's not, oh, he's making this up. This is from City Hall. This is your evaluations. It's not me. I didn't make this up. So I don't believe in rent control. I don't believe in mortgage control. I don't believe in me telling you how much you can sell your car for, or you want to sell something on Facebook Marketplace. Should I tell you how much you want to sell your old furniture for? It's no different, right? I have zero right to tell you that. The state has zero right. Any politician has zero right to tell you what you can sell something for. It's your property. You can do what you want with it. I'm a firm believer in what's yours is yours. So that being said, my plan to lower rents is to help the actual homeowners and taxpayers today. Because if you build a home for $300,000 instead of buying the same home for $800,000, your mortgage is way different. Your mortgage is much lower. Your costs are much lower. which means your rents can be much lower and you still profit. If you're still turning a profit and making 100% profit or 50% profit, are you losing? No, you're not. And at the same time, the city is gaining another property that pays taxes. The renters are gaining because now they got more money in their pockets so they can get ahead and they can have better lives and eat better food and get better education for their kids or better clothes for their kids so their kids can grow up in a better environment, right? All those things play a role. It's a trickle down effect, but that effect is in the positive for every single person it involves. It really is.
Yeah.
So rent control is not going to exist. But the ability to have lower rents based on creating wealth for the average person makes it that much more feasible. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense to me. It does.
I just want to make sure, Anthony, I just want to make sure I'm answering your question. So no, I don't believe in me dictating what people can and can't pay for or buy or sell or whatever it is. I do not believe that that's a good way to, we're not North Korea. So I would never be okay with that. I am working to help the renters, and I'm the only one with plans to help the renters. And that's 70% of the population that I'm trying to help. They need to come out and vote so I can. Because I'll tell you right now, the second he gets elected, that waterfront is sold. They're getting nothing but market rate housing going up everywhere, and their rents are never going to go down. They're never going to be able to afford to live here, and we're going to front that bill the rest of our lives. That's the reality here. I'm the only one with a plan to have something in place to help alleviate some of those costs and create wealth throughout every part of that. Wealth for the tenants, wealth for the homeowners, wealth for the city, without raising anybody's taxes in doing so. So your landlord's not going to have to raise their costs because I'm not raising their costs. I can stabilize rents that way. You have an argument, right? You have an argument, be like, dude, like he didn't raise taxes. He didn't raise water fees. He didn't raise any of your costs. Why are you charging us more money? And you're going to have those greedy landlords that might say, well, it's my right. Well, then you know what? Find another landlord. Those landlords will weed themselves out. We're all here for the better of the city, and they can still all make plenty of money and not have to worry about it.
Well, if you're looking, so far, I like everything you said. You know what I'm saying? Everything we talked about.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure there's comments, and I'm sure there's people that are going to critique this and take the cuts and snip it up, and it'll be all over Facebook and how bad I am. And I don't care. Like I'm used to it. I got thick skin. I can deal with it. I'll call them out.
It's mostly, it's Linda asking a question, and then it's Jaren answering the question. Hi,
Jaren.
Yeah, Jaren's on there.
I don't look, like I said, I don't look at the comments. I'm not, you guys can read me whatever you want. I want you, and that's exactly what it is. I want the people to ask whatever they want. Do I have an answer for everything? Probably not. But I think up until this point, I have not been stumped on anything without having some kind of idea at minimum.
Yeah.
Do I have the best answers for everything? Maybe not. But does he have any answers for anything? No. When all you can bring up for positivity in the city is you created a few splash pads, and you didn't even do that. Those were here before you. Great. So the homeless people and the people that are addicted are washing their clothes and getting a shower. Awesome. Because the kids can't use the parks because they're not safe. Families are afraid to go to the parks because they're not safe. Can you turn that back on, please? Thank you. Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, Annalisa, could you read Linda's what she wants to say?
Yeah.
Do you think that the city has artificially inflated property values to collect higher taxes? Yes, I do. I know firsthand they did. Like I said, my property came in. I'll tell you, my appraisal came in about $739,000. I'm paying taxes on $719,000. When has that ever been a thing? How are you charging me almost at 100% of my value, my assessed value? But yeah, if you look at that property on Durfee Street, right? It's got the 4 duplexes on it, I believe, right? The ones with the garages facing each other and they can't move. So you look at that property, They're selling it for 3.7 million, but yet he's only got that one assessed at 895,000. How is my property, a single family home on one lot, appraised at $100,000 or so less than that property with 4 houses on it? Who built that? Who's the friends in that? Who donated to who, right? None of this makes sense. They pick and choose. He does it for political retaliation, and I can prove that. And once I do, we're going to have a different conversation. So I'm letting him continue to do that. I'm letting them continue to take the tax money. I'm letting them continue to do that. Just like I'm letting them continue to conspire with the school system and move people around. So this way it helps the lawsuit that's coming, right? I'm letting them do whatever they want. And I'll say it. I don't care. They're watching this. I'm sure they can do it. They can do whatever they want. I know what they've done. I have the proof. I have the videos. I have the paperwork. I have the investigations. I have it all. So I'm not afraid to show it. And what's the worst that can happen? I lose? Okay. But I will not back down and I will fight. That's the difference.
And I've been telling a lot of them. We've been even on the bus, we've been talking about it. And I said, look, I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to tell you something right now. I says, Mayor Paul Coogan's going to have a hard time with Boomer. Boomer's going to go after him, and it's not going to be easy like Sam Sutter was at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I don't even have to go after him. And, realistically, he does it to himself. I'm just looking for my charger. I've been on my phone for 2 hours, so I got to get my charger out of here. He does it to himself. His results speak for themselves. His record speaks for itself. So when people sit there and look and it's like, the devil we know is better than the devil we don't. Well, guess what? You need to stop making deals at all, especially with the devil, because you are clearly not fit to vote. This man has literally destroyed our city. Destroyed it. Single-handedly destroyed it.
And I'm afraid that he might destroy it again. You know what I'm saying? So, just again, you know what I'm saying? Just to rebel back again. We're not. People are saying that they're not safe. They're not safe at all. I mean, I'm not safe. My mom's not safe. We're not safe at the bus terminal. We're not safe on the streets. We're not safe on, even at the bus stops. There is a public safety issue going on. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't see it.
I agree.
He don't see it.
I don't deny it. He doesn't see it because in his areas, that's not a thing. There's a reason that restaurants aren't open past 9 o'clock during the week most times, right? Look, go down South Main Street. There's nothing. Go down North Main Street. There's nothing.
I've been there.
You got what? Maybe 2 or 3 restaurants that'll stay open because they serve alcohol and maybe people go there at night. Maybe a couple of places stay open like that. But nobody wants to walk the streets. Nobody wants to go and have a nightlife. Nobody wants to go and do that stuff. We're going to get that back. We're going to get our lives back in this city. And we're going to let these companies and these businesses stay open. We're going to put the lighting out so this way it's safer for people. We're going to make sure that the people have the money in their pockets for once where they can enjoy life and not have to worry about every freaking meeting somebody coming down and saying, we want more money. No. This is your budget. This is what you asked for. Unless it's detrimental to public safety, you don't need it. Put it in your next budget and figure it out. People need to learn to be told no. We have a very big problem with telling people no because it's not their bank book. If the money came out of his pocket, I guarantee you, he wouldn't do 10% of what he does. Absolutely would not.
Jaron asked a question. Annalisa, you can read that.
The one that's on the screen, I can see it.
Yeah.
So when I was a teacher at Durfee, that one?
Yes.
When I was a teacher at Durfee, small, it's on my phone. We had whiteboards that was so damaged in rooms. Sorry, it's very small on my phone, but that couldn't be used at all. I actually have a recommendation letter from Coogan where he called me a pit bull because it took more than a year of me asking to get a board in the classroom that you could write on and erase. Meanwhile, they were smart boards in rooms that could move God, that's really small writing. And I got 20/10 vision. Not being used. Not being used. I have a letter of recommendation from him, yet never voted for him. I don't think that's a question. I think that's more of a statement.
Yeah, it's more of a statement that she
Yeah.
put up there.
Sorry, it took me a minute to like try to like adjust. I got the light beaming off my phone, and then the letters are like this big. So,
Yeah,
all right. Yep.
a recommendation. He's never voted. I never voted for him, but maybe that's just a statement.
Well, thank you for never putting us into more debt. We appreciate you. However,
Yeah.
hopefully you voted against him because then at least you tried to do your part. And that's all I'm asking people to do is go out, do your part, give it a chance. Because right now we have nothing to lose and everything to lose all at the same time.
Yes.
Nothing to lose
Right.
by trying something new, something fresh, something just ideas, plans, working together over knowing that you're going to get nothing but higher market rate housing. The wealthy are going to get wealthy, and you're going to front the bill for the rest of your lives. You decide.
So what? So what? So we went through. We went through a lot today.
Well, I
And,
think she asked about trash as well. I think that was the
trash.
thing,
Yes,
right?
that trash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the trash thing.
So trash. Look at the donor list. Look who owns the trash company, and look where the bill is. Right. Follow the money. It's not rocket science. Everybody that gets a contract somehow ends up on a donor list. It's weird. It's almost like pay to play is a real thing. So here's my question and the research that I've been doing, and again I have answers. I have to debate this man like 10 more times apparently because the questions are gonna be the same and people want to know. So it's New Bedford pays $8.7 million for trash. Would you consider New Bedford a similar city to Fall River? Damn near identical. I would, right?
I would.
Waterfront,
Yeah.
population, city living, right?
I would. I
D-
would.
downtown area, waterfront property, all this stuff, right? They use their water though, right? They're smart. They actually use theirs. We prevent us from using it because they want to save it for themselves, so they could do exactly what they're doing now. They could sell it. That's why they never wanted us to use it. That's why they blocked us from using it. So because they knew this was coming. They've wanted to sell this for a very long time. And by they, you know who I mean. So
Of course. He'll be back on. Yep, he'll be back. Oh, he'll be back on. Oh, yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can got you. Yep,
All
I
right.
hear you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, every time somebody calls me, it kicks me out. So just make sure she's okay. Thank you. So, New Bedford's paying 8.7 million. We're paying 16 million. Why is that?
That's a
Why
good
are we
question.
paying? We're paying.
Everybody's calling him. Yeah, people call him. That's why. Yeah, people are calling him. He'll come back on. Just gotta wait. Uh, yeah. So, what do you think? So, what do you think? So, what do you think about it so far? And Elisa,
Okay.
hello.
So I like the way he sounds. What I particularly like about him, I think, is that he seems to be tough. Um, it's like this is the way it is. This is how it's gonna be. If you don't like it, too bad. I like that. Here he comes.
He's coming back on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know
Well,
what it is.
I do like that he has a plan. He knows what he wants to do. Um, you know, like he said, you got to give somebody a chance, or else you're going to have the same thing all the time.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
he's back. Yep, he's back on again. Go
All right.
ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. My daughter's stuck. Gotta go pick her up. But essentially, yes, I'm working with other cities to see what they're doing and finding out the information on why we are the highest of all of the surrounding cities as far as trash.
Yeah,
I mean, I know we know why, but I have to prove that. So
yeah,
I'm working with them to see what they are doing and how we can work with them. And if their companies are just cheaper, then you know what? We're going to switch companies.
yeah.
And that's what he should have been doing all this time. He should have been renegotiating, and he's just not doing that. So I do apologize. I am going to go run and pick up my daughter because her car is stopped.
Yeah,
And she's actually on Pleasant Street and I'm not in the best
yeah,
of places. So I'm gonna have to cut this off. I mean, it's been 2 hours. I think we got a gist of what I stand for and what where my
yeah.
mind is. But if you'd like to have me back on and ask more questions or something comes up, please by all means feel free.
I would like to have you back on next Thursday if you can.
Yeah, I should be good. Just let me know ahead of time.
So next Thursday at 6:30. I'd like to have you back on.
Sounds good. And thank you
Yeah,
for
I
your
mean, as
time
long as
and
no
patience.
debates are coming up or things like that, just let me know.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to have you back on. Alfonso,
I'll be back. I'll go get your sister.
he is. I'd like to have you back on next Thursday at 6:30.
Yeah, just remind me ahead of time. Like I said, I know they're trying to set up debates and stuff and a couple of things. So just remind me on like Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'll let you know if there's a schedule that came out because I don't know when those are coming yet.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to cut
Okay.
you off, but I gotta
That's
go.
all right.
Unfortunately, I gotta do the dad thing now.
But it was nice to. It
All right.
was
Have a
nice
good
to
night,
have you
everyone.
on. You too. Have a good night.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep,
Bye-bye.
absolutely. Okay. Yeah. All right. And Elisa, let's talk about this a little bit. Yeah. So, what are you thinking? So, what do you think? Go ahead.
Well, like I said, I do like that. He has it sounds like he has a plan that he wants to carry out.
Yeah.
And he wants to, I guess, change the city hall a little bit, eliminate maybe the jobs that you don't need,
Yeah.
fund the police, fix the fire department or the buildings, do something about the bus terminal, maybe put a policeman in there, which is what you've been saying for a while now.
Yeah.
How to get the economy, like how to get more revenue for the city instead of raising taxes, which you said he would not do.
Yeah.
And he would like to have people that own land to build maybe 2 or 3 family homes so that the rent is more affordable and you don't have to have very high rent because somebody bought a building for $700,000 and now you have to charge the tenant $2,000 to $3,000 a month or whatever to keep up the mortgage.
Yeah.
So that's one way, right? But I think what he's thinking is the forensic audit. He's looking at that where the money is so that he doesn't have to raise taxes unless it's for public safety, he said.
Yeah.
So I do like his attitude. What I like
I
is
do. I do too. I mean, I
like the attitude.
I have confidence in Boomer that he's gonna, he's gonna accomplish all this. I got confidence in him. I agree. Everything he has said. You know what I'm saying, what he wanted to do. It's.
But you know what he needs? You know what he needs, Dave? I think he needs people to help him with his campaign. He needs people that will put signs up on the lawn, tell people when they can go vote, and things like that. I don't know if he does or not. He might.
He's got signs
I don't
up
know.
everywhere.
But maybe he needs more help because only 6,000 people showed up to vote.
Yeah.
So you have, whoever he has, and I don't know who that is, if he needs more help, which he might, he's going to have to go to all the different parts of the city to tell people to get out and vote.
Yeah.
He cannot do this by himself. You can't expect him, like what he's doing. He's doing his part. He's coming on here. He's talking to the people of Fall River. He's answering questions.
Yeah. That's good.
Right. But what I'm saying is that the people have to support him. He can't do it by himself. If he doesn't have the support, you're going to get Paul Coogan back in. That's it. It's plain and simple. It's not that hard to figure out. It isn't that hard to figure out. So that's my take on it. If the city and the people in the city want something better, because it's not getting better under Paul Coogan, you need to go out and vote for Boomer Amaral. So that's what I'm gonna say, and I don't know what Alphonse has to say.
So Alphonse, what do you have to say about it?
As of the moment, no comment. I'm gonna hold off until we get more information. I still want to hear Paul Coogan's side, even though he's most likely refused to come on your show. But for right now, I'll wait until after next Thursday, if he comes back on and he can answer more questions and stuff like that, open up a little bit more, and then I can probably make the best judgment call then. But in the meantime, like I said, I'd rather hear both sides of the story before I make my decision. But so far, I can give him credit for coming on here and answering the questions to the best of his knowledge. I'll give him that much credit. So in the meantime, I would hold off on saying yes or no.
Well, I mean,
If you know what I mean.
Are you as difficult with Paul Coogan as you are with Boomer Amaral?
Actually, I'm not even a Coogan supporter. Never was and never will be. But like I said, I'll give people the fair ground to answer questions and get their point of view in more detail. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much, I'm going to wait before I make a decision. Like, wait until Boomer comes back on. And then I'm going to wait and see on Coogan's response to the questions that we ask him and other people. So I'm going to give, like, everybody a chance before I make a decision.
Let me just say this. I hope that most people in Fall River do not think like you, Alphonse, because Paul Coogan will get back in. And that will be very unfortunate for the city. You have to give this guy a chance. Paul Coogan has done absolutely nothing. I don't know what you want to know from him, because you can see the results in front of you. So what is it that you need to know about Paul Coogan when he's doing absolutely nothing for the city? I don't understand where you're coming from on that point. And I really think that by Boomer coming on today, I think he's got himself more votes.
So in other words, but Alfonso, was you better off 5 years ago, actually 2 years ago, Was you better off like 2 years ago, and or now?
To be honest with you, the city was its best in the 1960s and the 1970s. If we can get back to the 60s and 70s when the city was booming, more power. But since the 80s on, there haven't been a real true leader in the city.
Yeah. So my question is, why do you want to listen to Paul Coogan again?
Why? Because there's still unanswered questions that he refuses to answer to me. So until I get those answers, I can't make a judgment call. But offhand, guaranteed, I will not be voting for Coogan. Even if he, you know what I'm saying? As of right now, I'm definitely not voting for him. So if he wants me to vote for him, he needs to like at least start answering questions that the residents have in our city. He needs to come on these shows and talk to people like Boomer's been doing.
Yeah, he's
like
not going
Carlos
to.
has been doing. And,
Mayor Paul Coogan will never. Mayor Paul Coogan will not. Mayor Paul Coogan will never come on my show.
right. And like I said, I'll wait until next Thursday when Boomer comes back in or schedules another time to make a decision. As you noticed, I stepped out during the segment. I had to use the bathroom twice, so I have to go back and listen to what he said when I stepped out. So that's another reason why I can't make a decision off the top of my head. I have to go back and watch those couple of minutes on what he stated, so I can make a better judgment call on the issue.
Okay. I got a few more minutes for the show. So anything you want to talk about, Annalisa?
Well, I mean, for me, this is for me, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
The way Massachusetts is right now, it is a uni-party system, okay?
Yeah.
And even the Republicans are rhinos. So you really don't have any type of balance on Beacon Hill where you have representation, say, from the Republicans like Boomer is. You need to get those people in office because there needs to be a balance, more of a balance on Beacon Hill with this uni party. There has to be Republicans that are, I guess, what they call conservative. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Might be moderate. I have no idea. But he doesn't sound like a liberal to me.
No.
And the last thing this state needs is another liberal in office because they are just making Massachusetts go down the drain.
Yeah.
Maura Healey, Michelle Wu, and all her cronies are destroying the state.
Yeah.
And even Boomer said it. He said it. I agree with him. He sees it. He sees it. I see it. I think a lot of people see it as well. There has to be change. And the only way you're going to get a change is to put somebody else in office like Boomer to try at least give him a shot to see what he can do for a couple of years, because it can't be as bad as what is happening right now in Fall River or in Massachusetts, for that matter.
Yeah, I think I think the people out there should just give Boomer a chance, a shot at being mayor of the city of Fall River, and just to see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? I wish the people out there do give him a chance. I'll give Boomer a lot of credit for coming on my show and talking to us about the issue. You know what I'm saying? I'll give him a lot of credit with that. And
You know something, David? I wish Swampscott had a candidate like Boomer,
yeah,
because candidates like Boomer up in the North Shore, you don't find. I
no,
don't find them. Okay. I would love to have someone like Boomer run for office on the North Shore. I would.
yeah,
I mean, if the people of Fall River can't see it and they don't think he's whatever they think it is, and they prefer Paul Coogan for whatever reason, I would love for him to go up to the North Shore and see what he can do there. I really would. I meant it when I said, if you don't win here, can you go up to Swampscott, go up to the North Shore? Because we need that. North Shore needs more people like Boomer, who stands his ground, who's tough,
yeah,
who is not part of the uni party. I like it. I prefer it. I prefer that attitude rather than a liberal one, the way it is in Massachusetts and in Swampscott as well, and all over the state. So that's my preference. That's my perspective. If I had a choice, if I was going to vote in Fall River and I had a choice between the incumbent liberal, radical Paul Coogan or Boomer Emerald, I would definitely go for Boomer.
yeah.
I wouldn't even
I,
question. I would just go. I would just vote for.
me either. I would honestly, and Elisa, I would never actually question that either. I would just go for Boomer anyways. Boomer's got a plan. He's got a plan, and he's got a plan, and he, and he stated it. He stated it on my show. He's got a plan, and he wants to utilize that plan that he put out here, and everything Boomer said, I agree with him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's no question about it. You know what I'm saying? There's none. I mean, it's just a question that
There's no such thing as a perfect candidate. There's just no there. It just doesn't exist. You're never gonna find a candidate that you think should be like. It's never gonna happen. Never.
yeah,
It's a fantasy that doesn't exist.
yeah,
You have to deal with what you've got, and you've got imperfect people, because that's what we all are. We're imperfect, and you're going to have imperfect candidates that are going to be running for office.
yeah.
Okay, they're not going to be perfect. However, Paul Coogan sounds like he's corrupt. He's a swindler. I heard him one time and I did not like him at all, just by the tone of his voice, just how he was answering. He's arrogant. He thinks he's going to win again, because that's what happens in Massachusetts. They are arrogant. These people are arrogant. They, like he said, and Boomer said it, they don't want anybody to know about the elections, because when there's a low voter turnout, the incumbent wins. That's why they don't advertise it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we talked about the sexual assault that happened at Durfee High School. I mean, when Mayor Paul Coogan was vice principal over there, I didn't even know that. I was like, oh my God, oh geez, sexual assault over there, and they try to cover that up. Oh my man, Paul. Well, Kevin Aguirre is the one that actually mentioned that.
So how did he get in? How did this guy, who's a vice principal, like Paul Coogan was at the time, and this happened, how did he become mayor?
Well, he's seen an opportunity with Jason Correa. So, he's seen an opportunity.
Do people realize who they're voting for, is my point. When people go to the voting booth, do they know what they are voting for, who they are voting for?
Yeah.
I mean, here's a guy who worked in the school system. He's the vice principal. Something like this happens. and he gets to be mayor. How does this happen? Like, how does this happen?
I don't know. I think it was just right on the right time or something because of what Jason was doing. What Jason was doing to the city. So I mean, I mean, I don't know really. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying, I don't know how.
Well, they hid it. Boomer said it. They didn't want anybody to know about it because it's bad public relations.
Yeah.
So nobody knew until maybe recently.
Yeah.
This all to me, it's right now the way things are in Massachusetts. It's all in a fix right now. It's all a fix.
Yeah.
Okay, with the Democrats, the Uni Party, and the media all working together to make sure that these same people get back into office because they have all the power. They want the power. That's all they care about. They don't care about their constituents. They want the power.
Yeah.
That's it. And Boomer is coming along saying, you're not going to do that to me. I'm going to do what I think needs to be done for the people of Fall River. Right?
Yeah. He's actually for the people of the city of Fall River, believe it or not. So, you still there, Annalisa?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking about, he is a single father with 6 children.
Yeah.
And what he said about his assessment of his home, I think he's correct that this is retaliation.
Yeah.
And which is against the law.
Yeah.
So Paul Coogan is targeting him because he's running against him. Now he's going to be in the general election. God knows what this coward Coogan is going to do and try to do to get him off the ballot.
Coogan's going to try to come up with every single lie that he can possibly come up with. Okay, so Coogan's going to lie. You know what I'm saying? And yes, so Coogan's going to lie. Yeah. So Coogan's going to lie. Coogan's going to lie no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And but like I said, we do need a change in the city of Fall River, and I think it's about time that we make that change because Coogan is really, my opinion and what everybody else is saying out there. Coogan is not for the people. Okay, Coogan says he's for the people, but Coogan is really not for the people. Okay. Because I've been listening to both sides of everything. You know what I'm saying? So Coogan's not for the people at all. You know what I'm saying? And if Coogan gets back in, Coogan's going to continue on with market rate housing. He's going to continue on doing what he's going to continue. Coogan's going to continue on tearing this whole community apart. Okay. He's not going to do nothing with the fire station. He's not going to do nothing with the police department. Okay. He's going to continue on doing what he does best. He's going to keep on using market rate housing. He's going to keep on using, the waterfront. But do you ever notice? Do you ever notice that Mayor Paul Coogan doesn't say anything about the Flint area? Okay, it's always the waterfront. So, like Boomer said, okay, that waterfront is going to turn into market rate housing. Okay, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, we don't want that to happen.
And that's what's happening in Swampscott and all over Massachusetts is that they're taking taxpayer money. This is what Boomer said. I think he's right. They're taking taxpayer money like Paul Coogan and the rest of them. And using that money to build so-called waterfront homes so that it's a rental so that they don't pay taxes on it and you're making no money. And that's what's going on in Swampscott. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. So who's benefiting? Who's benefiting? It's the politicians.
The
It's Paul Coogan.
yes.
It's his friends. It's Ayanna Pressley that is in Congress for Massachusetts, where Michelle Wu gave her husband this multi-million-dollar project where he's going to now make tons of millions of dollars on. It doesn't benefit the community. The community doesn't even want it. But they don't care what you've got to say because they want to make themselves rich and their friends. And their friends. That's
All right.
what
Well,
this is about.
yes.
That's what it's about. And I don't know. I can't understand why people don't see this. I just don't understand that this has been going on for so long. And I think it's worse now than it was before. And they're not even hiding it. It's apparent to me that this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why people don't see it. And but anyway, I hope that Boomer is going to give Paul Coogan a run for his money. I hope more people come out to vote, and I really do hope he wins, because if he does, I think that's going to have some kind of a ripple effect on other communities.
Yes,
That, hey, you know what? They went out to vote, and they're, especially if he's successful in being able to turn the tide of Fall River, all eyes are going to be on Fall River. I'm telling you, they're going to be, I don't even know how it cannot be. Having a city that's down in the dumps, practically, and now you have a candidate that's willing to try to get it out of the hole the best way he knows how.
Yeah.
And if he's successful, I really think you're going to have some attention drawn to the city. But if Paul Coogan gets back in, you're going to get attention, but not in a good way.
Nope.
But not in a good way.
Well, okay. So, my show has So my show has ended. I have to go to work tomorrow. In the morning, I got to work from 9 to 2. So, Alfonso, thank you for coming on.
No problem, anytime.
And Elisa, thank you for. You're my co-host, so you're always on. So.
Almost always on, I think. So far.
So, but I have to go to work tomorrow morning, and I'll be on Wednesday at 6:30. We'll talk more about this, and then we're gonna have Boomer on again. I gotta text him I gotta text him and let him know ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't know when these debates are coming up. So I got to text him ahead of time to make sure. So that way I could have him on again, and we can talk some more about the issues that are also the issues that are going on here in the city of Fall River and in government too. So, but I want to thank Jaron for coming on, and I also want to thank Jared. Well, yeah, she was listening. My wife Linda was listening, commenting on stuff, and also Corey Reynolds. I want to thank her. Also, Eric Dias. I want to Eric DINIZ. Thank you. Yeah, Colin. Eric Dias. All right. So I want to thank him, Judy Joe, for coming on. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Colin Dias, also, I want to thank him also for coming on to listen. We're going to have Boomer on again on Thursday. I have to, send him a message. So I'll send him a message, and we'll be back on again. And we'll be discussing more of what Fall River needs. But hey, thank you everybody for coming on.
Good night, everybody. See you next week.
I'll see you next week, and next Wednesday at 6:30. So
Good night and have a good.
You too. Have a good one.
Okay.
Have a good week.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.
Bye.
So, all right. Have a good night. Have a good, Alfonso, and we'll see you next week. So that's it for that for the show for tonight. And we had a good show. And we had candidate Boomer Amaral on for mayor, and he had some key points. He's got a lot of key points on everything, and so I'm going to have him on again on Thursday night at 6:30 again. But I have to email him. Well, I have to send him a message. So and to see what he's doing. But he's you got to get out there and vote. Okay. Got to get out there and vote. Jump on board with Boomer Amaral, Gabriel Amaral, the one that's candidate for mayor. And get out there and vote. So, I mean, if you're looking for change, get out there and vote. So, take care, everybody. Have a great night. And I have to get up for work tomorrow, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 6:30. And I also will see you Thursday also with at 6:30 too, with Gabriel Amaral, with Gabriel. So take care, everybody. Have a great night. This is Dave B. Fall River Media News.